Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Commentary Hub's alternative audio coverage of the Euro 2024 final between Spain and England. I'm your alternative host, Nicholas Jones, and I'm delighted to have alongside me in the studio Russ Vernon. Russ, good evening. 3
Good
years
evening,
off.
Nicholas. How are we doing, my
Three
friend? You all good?
Yes, I'm doing very well. 3 years ago, England were cruelly denied on penalties. Can they reverse? Can they reverse their misfortunes around tonight?
Fingers crossed they can, Nicholas. Fingers crossed, Nicholas. Everyone seems to think Spain are good. We know that. We know how good they are. We've seen it during this tournament. But England, yes, we've not played as good football, but good teams always find a way to win and get through and reach finals. And that's what England have done. England have found a way to get through to the tournament, get through to the final. And he's now just one hurdle. We talk about experienced players within this side from teams that we've come up against before. Italy, last Euros, Nicholas, which you just alluded to there, they had experienced players in their side. You look at this England side compared to the Spain side. Yes, I know Spain have got some experienced players in their side. You look at Simon, Carvajal, Morata, Almo, Laporte, Rodri, to just name a few there. I'm not going to go through the entire team, otherwise Paul would be made redundant for other than actual giving you ball by ball kick of the action. When you look at the England side, and with the exception of Gertie, Manu, who have been picked again tonight, same with Conzils on the bench, Dunk, players of that kind of ilk, Wharton, Palmer. I can continue. England have got much more experienced squad in their ranks who was involved in the last Euros and will know how much it hurt them to miss out last time. And this time they want to put one better, like Southgate said in his pre-match. We want to go one better. And Harry Kane Riley said it. He says in his pre-match press conference, he said, we want to, when you look at it, he wants to swap everything that's in his personal life, whether that's personal achievements, being England's leading goal scorer, which he is at the moment. Also, record leading goal scorer for Spurs as well when he was there. Leading goal scorer in other major competitions. He wants to put that to one side. He wants to help England win the trophy. And you look at how he's played. Yes, he's dropped deep. But when you look at him, when he drops deep and gets the ball, no one else can do it better than Harry Kane in this England side for me personally. Others may disagree. That is their opinion. No one says my opinion is right. My opinion may be wrong. Their opinion may be right, but we all have got opinions, Nicholas. And when Kane drops back and plays a ball from right to left or left to right, as he does in some occasions, and then after he's played it, makes a run into the box to cause a nuisance for himself inside the penalty area for the opposition. No one better in this tournament for me personally have got a player that can do that on a regular basis, game in, game out, like we've seen from Harry Kane. Yes, he's not got many goals for this tournament. We've not got many goals ourselves. England, this is. But when you look at the overall play from Harry Kane, his work rate, his endeavour to hold the ball up and bring others into play, feeding the likes of Jude Bellingham, Phil Foden, Bukayo Saka, that's really good work from Harry Kane in a way that England would want to utilise their skipper and maybe not drop back as far as the left back spot, which he has on a couple of occasions, but drop back into that number 10, which will then allow Foden and Bellingham to get beyond them and cause, say, in this Spain backline today, say if this happens today, it could cause the Nomad Laporte a bit more problems because they probably won't be expecting Bellingham or Foden to make that running behind Harry. Kane dropping back and then making that running behind. So Kane could use that where they could draw, say, either Laporte or the Nomad out of position to allow Bellingham or Foden to get in that gap between the rest of the back line for Spain to cause them a few problems today.
And of course, Spain should not be discounted. They've won all of their matches in the build up to the final. The last time they did that was in Euro 2012 when they won, of course. They have since since their dip in form in recent years, they have risen. They have they have they have come they have come back strong. They won the Nations League last season, and one player that really should stand out in the final is Lamine Yamal. It was his 17th birthday yesterday. He is hoping that the win will be. He is hoping that the win will be an extra present to him. What would you say that Luis de la Fuente has done to rejuvenate Spain?
When you look at the squad, Nicholas, and I look to the start of the tournament, we've got some good experienced players in there. You know, the likes of Morata's been around quite a bit now. Dani Carvajal too. Unai Simon as well. We've got Rodri, who's a winner with Manchester City. Last 3 seasons in the Premier League, maybe a bit longer now. You've also got Laporte, who's won the Premier League with Manchester City. Cucurella played at Chelsea, played at the top level of English football in the Premier League. We've got some good quality players in their side. You look at the bench as well. Ferran Torres played in England before. Joselu, who plays at Real Madrid, who won the Champions League final as well. You look at Oyarzabal, good player there. Jesus Navas, really good player. Got some good players in the squad. And for me, when you look at De La Fuente, the Spain manager, or head coach, as he's known as, you look at the squad he's got, and you look at how they've played him. He's just gave them license and a bit more freedom to play their own game. You look at it, Nicholas, and you think, well, with Spain, they've got good players in the squad. Yes, I'm not discounting England out. England have also got good players in their squad. You see likes of Bellingham, Foden, Kane playing week in, week out and playing well for England and well for the club sides as well. But when you look at Lamar, for example, and you just look at his goal that he did the other day look at the goal he did the other day as well for Spain in their game against France. Absolute stunning goal. Taken off and away from Lamar. I've seen him scored plenty of times. Similar types of goals like that from other players. But Lamar, to do it at such a young age, he was 16 at the time, Nicholson, to be a good young player like he is, England need to watch him then. I think, for me, that's why Luke Shaw is in this England team today. Because when you look at it, yes, Trippier against Yamal, I think that would have been a bit more difficult of battle between the two. But with Shaw, an actual left-footed player, instead of letting him cut inside, he can stop him, because we know Trippier likes to come inside, so he'll always come inside Trippier to try and win the ball off him and show the player inside. If he keeps forcing him wide and keeps Shaw tied to him, I'm probably not getting much joy out of that left-hand side. Yes, it could be a big of a gamble with Shaw playing today, first time, started after about 5 months being out injured, and that's a long time in football. When you look at the players, I think we've picked tonight, and look at how England will be shaping up. Same 3-4-2-1 formation again, which has worked for the latter stage of the competition and helped England get there. And England, under Southgate, started out with the 3 at the back. You reverted back to that, and you look at how they've played here today. Not today, in the build-up to today, should I say. And the side is picked, apart from Maino coming in towards back end of this competition, and Gay coming in as well at the back. Cons coming in when Gay was suspended, should I say, and Shaw coming in today. England have pretty much kept a similar side, and when you keep the same side and you've got good cohesion within the players, you know how each other play, and that could be the difference. Like Spain, they made changes throughout, like Olmo's coming today, for example. He's not started many games this tournament, but in Spain, in some of the games as well, Nicholas, and this is my opinion, people may disagree, and if they do, that's rather so. Maybe Paul may disagree as well. Good evening to Paul, by the way, who's joined us now, the commentator for this game. When you look at Spain, sometimes when you make changes to sides, which De La Fuente has done in some of the matches, Southgate has done it as well, but when Southgate has mainly kept a second side all the way through the tournament, with the exception of Trent, Gallagher, and Maino coming into the midfield, and then Shaw tonight to left back, and Konza when Gay was suspended. But apart from that, England's kept a settled side. Spain have made no change here and there, and when you make changes, and we've seen it in this club football as well, sometimes the changes they've made, maybe one or two players, may not could work against you, and that could probably work against Spain tonight. Yes, I know Spain have got good quality players, and I'm not saying Daniel Olmo is not a quality player, but I'm just thinking if you've got a settled side like England have, compared to what Spain have done today, where they made a little change here and there, then that could potentially work in England's favour. And I know it may not, and football doesn't work that way, but I'm saying Nicholas is normally good to keep the continuity within the side and keep the formation and keep the personnel the same. And do you want to quickly ask Paul a question before we come back to you, Nicholas, just before, as the teams are about to get ready to come out very shortly? Just want to ask you a good question. Paul, good evening to you, by the way, mate. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing okay.
I'm very well.
Good to hear, Paul. When you look at the England side, Shaw coming today for England in place of Trippier. When you look at that up against Yamal, I think, for me personally, with him being a natural left footer, for me that's better of him having Shaw in there than Yamal because of a natural left footer. Would you agree with that, rather than Trippier having to play against him being actually right-footed on the left-hand side? Do you think England have probably got the balance right now, having a natural left footer on the left-hand side of, say, the back five or midfield four, whichever England, which sometimes it will be a back five, we'll sort of with a back three and then midfield four. Do you think that's probably will work in England's favour, having a natural left footer there to be able to use the width a bit better than what they have done in previous games?
Well, good evening, everybody. Good evening, Ross. Good evening, Nick. Yes, in that sense, it certainly is. But as you alluded to earlier, it's an enormous risk from Gareth Southgate for a player that's been out for so long. He hasn't played much in this tournament, and prior to that, he's been out on a long-term injury. It could be risky against this very exciting teenager that's just set this tournament alight. But we'll see how it goes. I can understand the decision by Gareth Southgate. I don't think he's worthy of any criticism for it, because at the end of the day, he has to do what he thinks is best for England, and this may be the right decision.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you there, Paul. But for me, on the balance of having a natural left footer there, it is probably a good decision from Southgate to actually go with a natural left footer there to play on that side for England. Nick, just before I go, I'll just give a quick prediction and then I'll let you back to you, ready for the kickoff, with kickoff match approaching. I'm going to say, this is my prediction, which I've said all day, it is going to be 1-1 after 90 minutes, 2-2 after extra time, England to win on penalties.
Thanks, Russ. So, Paul, the Olympiastadion in Berlin, scene of many a great sporting occasion, such as from the 1936 Olympic Games to the 2006 World Cup final, and most recently the 2015 Champions League final. What better place for the final of a major international competition to be decided?
Yes, absolutely. It's a beautiful arena here at the Olympiastadion in Berlin. It's fitting for football. It's a good evening for football. A little bit of rain in the air, but it looks a pretty good evening for football. And I think we're going to be treated to a very exciting game here today.
Yes, it certainly does look exciting. The last bits of the closing ceremony coming to an end now. So Paul, what changes have Spain and England made, or have they decided, or what have they decided to stick with?
Well, just one change for Spain. It's not really a surprising one. Nacho Fernandez goes out and Robin Lenormand comes in. So it's basically the same team that beat the hosts in the quarter-final. As for England, well, they've only made the one change, which we've alluded to today. Kieran Trippier is out and Luke Shaw is in. Otherwise, it is the same starting lineup that beat the Netherlands in the semi-final 2-1.
So Luke Shaw coming in instead of Trippier, as we've mentioned already, not enough playing experience throughout the tournament. Could this be something of a risk?
It is something of a risk. I think when you've had a player out for that long, for that length of time, is he fit? Is he going to be able to keep up with the demands that Lamine Yamal will put on him? For sure, this young man is already looking like one of the greatest players in any generation. We're going to see him as he gets older now. He's still, 16, 17 years of age. In 10 years' time, we could be talking about him in the same way we talk about Messi.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So to guide you through the full lineups and the first 45 minutes of what could potentially be a groundbreaking Euro 2024 final, I'll leave you in the capable hands of Paul James.
Thank you, Nick, and thank you, Ross. Welcome, everybody. The Olympiastadion in Berlin hosts the final of the Euros 2024. Well, two teams left, England and Spain. England, of course, not been playing the best football for much of this tournament. They displayed much better against the Netherlands in the semi-finals. Spain, who have been consistent throughout the tournament, playing fantastic football and eliminating the hosts as well. So let's take a look at the starting lineup, shall we? Spain is managed by Luis de la Fuente, and he chooses his lineup as follows: Unai Simon in goal, Marc Cucurella, Aymeric Laporte, Robin Lenormand and Dani Carvajal are the back line. Fabian Ruiz and Rodri are the holding midfielders, with the old now familiar Nico Williams, Dani Olmo, Lamine Yamal and Alvaro Morata, the captain, leading the line. For England, Gareth Southgate has gone with Jordan Pickford in goal. Luke Shaw comes in at left back. Mark Gahey, John Stones, and Kyle Walker, and Bukayo Saka will play on the other wing back on the right-hand side. The two central midfielders are Declan Rice and Kobbie Mainoo, with Jude Bellingham and Phil Foden playing behind the captain, Harry Kane. Our substitutes today, starting with Spain, the two goalkeepers are David Raya and Alex Ramiro, with Nacho Fernandez, Daniel Vivian, Alex Grimaldo, Mikel Merino, Alex Buena, Martin Zubimendi, Pedri, Mikhail Oyarzabal, Joselu, Fernan Torres, Jesus Navas, Fermin Lopez and Ayoze Perez, who you'll remember was at Leicester. And for England, their backup goalkeepers are Aaron Ramsdale and Dean Henderson. Kieran Trippier relegated to the bench today. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Ezri Konsa, Lewis Dunk, Joe Gomez, Conor Gallagher, Cole Palmer, Adam Wharton, Ivan Toney, Anthony Gordon, Ollie Watkins, who scored that injury time winner against the Netherlands, Jared Bowen and Eberechi Eze. The referee today is Francois Lexitia, age 35, from Béziers in France. And his assistants also French, Mehdi Ramouni and Cyril Mugnia. The fourth official is from Poland, Simon Marsagnac. VAR, Jerome Bressard is French. Massimiliano Irati from Italy and Willie Deliod also from France make up our officials for this European Championships 2024 final. And both teams are wearing their familiar jerseys. Spain in their red shirts, blue shorts, and of course the yellow trim there. And England in their white shirts, blue shorts, and white socks. And actually, England are wearing their white shorts today, not blue. Spain are wearing the blue shorts tonight. So England will get us underway. They're going to be attacking from left to right in this first half. This is the second time that England have made a Euros final back-to-back. Of course, that defeat to Italy on penalty shootout at Wembley in 2021. England certainly hoping for some redemption in this final up against, in my opinion, the best team in the competition in Spain. Kobbie Mainoo standing over the ball, and he plays it all the way back to Jordan Pickford. And Pickford launches the ball long, left-footed, downfield, just goes over everybody's head. And Bukayo Saka trying to keep the ball in play, but unable to do so. And it goes behind for a goal kick. What a game this is going to be today. England stumbled their way to the final, but here they are in the final. Spain, who have been playing some absolutely gorgeous football in this competition so far. It's a goal kick, and Unai Simon is going to take it, the goalkeeper for Spain. And he just lays it off there to Robin Lenormand, to Dani Carvajal. Carvajal plays it forward. Well, that's a good challenge by Declan Rice. And just trying to get on the end of that was Morata, and it came off England's number 6, Mark Gahey, and it goes out of play for a throw-in on the right-hand side, just inside England's half of the field. It's going to be taken by Carvajal. Dropped down there by Olmo. Carvajal is dispossessed that time, and Foden tries to win the ball back, but he loses it. And taking it back into his own half there for Spain is Rodri, the Manchester City player. Of course, we all know what he's capable of. And there is Laporte, a former Manchester City player himself, and Robin Lenormand holds up the ball now, just midway inside his own half of the field, gives the ball back to Laporte. He's got Cucurella alongside him, just down the left-hand side. He goes for the long ball over onto the right-hand side to Lamine Yamal. And that's a good challenge that time by Luke Shaw, winning the first of those battles today, the first of many, I'm sure. But he's dispossessed by Dani Carvajal. And Carvajal just pulls the ball back into his own half of the field and gives the ball to Robin Lenormand. Lenormand gives the ball back to Carvajal. Under pressure from Jude Bellingham. That's a good challenge by Bellingham. He puts the ball out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in to Spain. A nervous-looking Gareth Southgate offered his resignation should England not win the competition. He's already been offered another 2-year contract by the Football Association to keep him on until after the World Cup in Canada, the USA, and Mexico in 2026. That's hooked on by Declan Rice. And it's picked up there by Robin Lenormand. He goes back to Simeon, the Spanish goalkeeper. Holds the ball inside the 6-yard box, gives the ball back to Lenormand. Lenormand drops the ball over on the right-hand side to Carvajal, corner of his own penalty area. Goes back to the goalkeeper again. And Spain are going to once again build up from the back. Now he just drops the ball there to Robin Lenormand now. And Lenormand looking for a longer ball. And he's going to go all the way back to the goalkeeper again. Pretty frustrating, really, for England's perspective. The ball is now released by Simeon to Laporte. Laporte plays the ball across the penalty area and gives it to Lenormand. It goes to Dani Carvajal, the Real Madrid player. Pulled into the middle here, and it's picked up here by Morata, the captain for Spain. Morata is dispossessed well there by Luke Shaw. And Phil Foden picks up the loose ball and drops it back to Jordan Pickford. Pickford releases the ball to Kyle Walker. Closing him down is Nico Williams. It's a good long ball by Walker, but it goes over Kane's head. And it's picked up by Laporte. Aymeric Laporte. It's going to go, he's just inside his own half of the field, and he plays it short to Rodri. And Rodri across to Lenormand, as this is very typical Spanish build-up here. Patient build-up. Just looking to play England out of shape here as Yamal tries to play the ball forward there to Morata, but he's dispossessed. But finally, Spain do win the ball back, and it's Aymeric Laporte. And he gives it to Cucurella. It's back in Spain's half of the field with Laporte again. Back to Robin Lenormand. He's just approaching the halfway line there. He's going to go short, I think. Indeed, he does to Morata. Nice ball by Morata to Olmo. Well, he's got Yamal alongside him, but he goes for the cross into the middle, looking for Morata. And it's headed there by John Stones, but only as far as Nico Williams. Corner of the penalty area, left-hand side. Williams plays it in again. And John Stones just gets on the end of that and puts it behind for a corner to Spain. The first one of the game. Good piece of defending there by John Stones. Morata was right behind him. But he just gets across there, does John Stones, and puts the ball behind for a corner. And the corner is going to come down the left-hand side, just in front of those England fans behind the goal there. And it may be Dani Olmo who's taking it. Instead, no, it's Williams. Williams swings it in. It's just headed out and hooked on by Phil Foden. And chasing this one is Mark Cucurella, who heads it again towards the England penalty area. But it's picked up by Bukayo Saka. He's got two players around him. Just tried to sneak inside Nico Williams and Rodri there, but he was not able to do that. And Spain now coming forward with Fabian Ruiz. Nice ball there by Ruiz to Morata. Back to Rodri. Rodri to Robin Lenormand. Switches the ball back to Aymeric Laporte, just inside his own half. He crosses the halfway line now, does Laporte. And he's got options left and right. He gives the ball to Nico Williams. Overlapping is Marc Cucurella now. Marc Cucurella drops the ball back there to the number 8, Fabian Ruiz. Does a quick 1-2 with Cucurella before he drops the ball back there to Aymeric Laporte. Laporte holds the ball up, gives it to Ruiz. Ruiz just trying to get away from Saka at the moment. Saka marking him closely. Gives the ball back to Cucurella. Cucurella drops the ball right back onto the halfway line to Aymeric Laporte, who plays it across to Lenormand. Lenormand. Down on the right-hand side to Dani Carvajal. In an advanced position. Drops the ball back to Lenormand. Rodri. Lenormand. Lenormand now midway inside the England half of the field. Drop back to Rodri. Rodri. Spain just playing a little bit of pass the ball, keep possession, and they're just trying to pull England out of shape here. This is something Spain has tried to do to their opponents all the way through the tournament. Here's Nico Williams down the left-hand side. Just gets ahead of Bukayo Saka and drops it back to Cucurella, who gives it to Laporte. Across to Lenormand. Lenormand now plays a short ball to Yamal. Back to Lenormand and to Carvajal and back to Yamal. And it's back now with Lenormand, and here is Laporte. Lenormand plays the ball down the right-hand side here to Carvajal. Carvajal. England have got a wall of a defensive lineup in front of the Spanish attack here. Aymeric Laporte plays the ball down the left-hand side to Nico Williams. Nico Williams has got Kyle Walker and Bukayo Saka around him. Plays a short ball and a back heel there by Fabian Ruiz, and Nico Williams now trying to get into the defence. But that is really good work by Declan Rice. Just gets across there and nips in and takes the ball off Nico Williams and tries to play the ball up the field, but that was a good challenge in the end. But look at this. It just got himself ahead of Nico Williams the second time around and just cleared that ball. It just kind of came off a Spanish player and went out of play. So it's Walker who's got his hands on the ball with a throw-in now. And it's long and headed on by Kane, but it's won back there by Lenormand and won in the air by Ruiz, taken down by Dani Olmo. Olmo drops the ball back there to the number 2 for Spain, which is Carvajal. He plays the ball forward, but unable to control it was Dani Olmo, and the ball is cleared away. It's going to be a throw into Spain now. It's dropped back there to Lenormand. Lenormand holds the ball up now, just gives the ball to Carvajal again. It's just inside his own half of the field, and Lenormand just plays the ball across to Laporte. And here's Ruiz. Ruiz holds the ball up. Oh, he tried to find Morata, but it was a poor ball, and Declan Rice has picked up the ball. And Declan Rice now has given the ball away, but it comes off Dani Olmo and goes out of play for a throw-in. And once again, England just trying to break forward, and they've been more or less penned into their first half, penned into their own half in the first 9 minutes of this game. It's Spain 0, England 0. Olympia Stadion Euro 2024 final. And England just looking for a way out of their own half and to try to create something at the other end. It's with Jordan Pickford. I expect he'll go long. He does, left-footed, and it's picked up by Bukayo Saka, but under pressure immediately there is Cucurella. He drops the ball back to Walker. Walker to John Stones. Just holds the ball up and plays it across there to the goalkeeper, Jordan Pickford. The Everton goalkeeper, he goes long. And chasing this one now is Dani Carvajal. He heads that ball down well, but it's picked up by Declan Rice. Rice to Bellingham. Was Bellingham challenged late? The referee says yes, and it's going to be a free kick to England. Just inside the Spain half of the field, down the left-hand side. He was just caught late, was Bellingham. Let's see. Wasn't nearly half as bad as there, really, as Bellingham was making it out to be, but it's still a free kick to England. Down the left-hand side. Declan Rice is standing over this. He may want to launch the ball forward. Spain have got a very high line, well outside of the 18-yard box. So they're maybe going to try and force England into the short ball here. Let's see. Over this one is Luke Shaw as well. And it's going to be Luke Shaw. He goes long towards the penalty area. Up in the air goes John Stone. He heads it down, but it's going to be a free kick for a foul. Therefore, a push on Aymeric Laporte by Marc Guéhi. And Spain are going to get a free kick here. Well, we've had 10 minutes gone here. Spain 0, England 0. You're listening to alternative commentary on the Commentary Hub YouTube channel. To the final today of the Euros 2024. My name is Paul James. I want to thank you all very much for joining us for this final. We very much appreciate you spending your valuable time with us. Here's the goalkeeper, Unai Simon. He lays the ball across to Lenormand, to Danny Carvajal now. Long ball by Carvajal. It's flicked on by Williams, but it breaks loose and Cucurella picks up the ball. He plays the ball down the left-hand side to Fabian Ruiz, who sets off Nico Williams on his way. He's got space in front of him as Williams as he cuts into the penalty area. Left-hand side by Williams. Oh, what a fine challenge. What a superb challenge by John Stones. Stopping Nico Williams right in his track there. He just gets across and he had to get that right too. If he had mistimed that challenge, it would have been a penalty to Spain. But what a super challenge by John Stones. And we've got an England player down right now. I'm just trying to see who it is. I can't quite tell. Actually, I just wondered if it's Kyle Walker down there. It is. Kyle Walker is just picked up a knock. As we look at Fabian Ruiz's ball down the line there to Nico Williams. A super pass. And it looks like this is how Kyle Walker injured himself there. He went over the Spain manager, Luis de la Fuente. He's trying to run it off now, but it's a corner to Spain from that fine challenge from John Stones. And it's Nico Williams to take it. Is he going to go short? He's got Lamal alongside him, but he swings the ball in towards the back post. The header is on, and an overhead kick there by Robin Lenormand. He went for the spectacular, but it was very disappointing in the end and just went well wide of Pickford's right-hand post. Just take a look at that again. Interesting effort by Lenormand. I don't think there's much else he could do to try to gain control of that ball, actually. It's already Kieran Trippier is warming up at the moment for England. The English fans on their feet. So far, they've got to be reasonably happy with the start, although they've been mostly under pressure by Spain. They've shut out Williams and Yamal very well so far, as that long clearance downfield goes all the way through to Unai Simon in the Spain goal. He releases it now to Danny Carver, to Robin Lenormand, and Lenormand just drops the ball back to Simon, and he gives the ball now to the number 14, Aymeric Laporte. Laporte plays the ball across to Lenormand. Lenormand, just looking for options available, goes over to Danny Carvajal. Carvajal drops it back to Rodri. Rodri, fantastic passer of the ball. We've seen what he can do when he's in that Manchester City lineup. And here's Laporte. Plays the ball down the left-hand side. And here's Nico Williams again with a bit of space in front of him. Outside of the boot cross. It goes into the middle looking for Morata, but it's finally headed away there by Kobe Mainoo. And now Jude Bellingham's got a chance to run. Jude Bellingham tries to play the ball forward, but that's a fine challenge by Lamine Yamal. And it goes out of play for a throw into England just over the halfway line. Well, we've almost had a quarter of an hour gone in this game. And it's Spain 0, England 0 for the final of Euro 2024. And taking this throw in is going to be Luke Shaw. He's smack bang on the halfway line. And he just drops it down to Phil Foden. Back to Shaw. Shaw plays it forward to Jude Bellingham. Bellingham. Oh, nice ball to Bukayo Saka. Now Bukayo Saka. Can he run at Cucurella here? Overlapping now is the number 2, Kyle Walker. The ball's played across and it's put out of play there by Aymeric Laporte. A good challenge there. But that was England's best move of the match so far. Bukayo Saka just catching the overlapping Kyle Walker. Plays the ball across. But that is a good interception there, in fact, by Aymeric Laporte. But it will go behind for England's first corner of the game, which I suspect Bukayo Saka will take on that right-hand side. Gahey's in there, Kane's in there, Bellingham's in there, all hoping to cause some mischief. It's actually Phil Foden with a corner, and it's a poor one, really. It ends up coming off Nico Williams last, all the way back to Declan Rice, and Declan Rice now just gives the ball to the number 2, Kyle Walker, across to Luke Shaw. Shaw, back to Gahey. Gahey's got Walker alongside him. He decides to go to Declan Rice. Rice gives the ball to John Stones. Stones, just over the halfway line, plays a nice pass to Phil Foden. He only just keeps possession there, does Foden. Gives it to Mainu, and Mainu drops it back there to John Stones, under pressure from Nico Williams. And that long ball back there by John Stones. And, well, you had to do a little bit of juggling there, did Jordan Pickford, to get that ball under control. It went right over his head for a moment. Luke Shaw goes a long pass. That's a superb ball here to Bukayo Saka. Cucurella in front of him. Bukayo Saka now. He tries to beat Cucurella. It goes all the way. Well, he's going to go all the way to the byline, but he plays it back to the edge of the area now to Declan Rice, and that's a fine block by Rodri. And Jude Bellingham picks up the ball and gives it to Luke Shaw. Can Shaw get the cross in? No, he can, but it's cleared away by Cucurella. It's up into the air, though, and it's brought down well by Alvaro Morata, but it's bouncing around right there and finally cleared away by Lamine Yamal there, but only as far as the halfway line to Rice. And England now having a little bit of sustained pressure. John Stones gets the ball out right to Bukayo Saka. He's got Cucurella and Williams in front of him. Saka cuts inside. The ball's across there to Phil Foden, but he loses control of the ball. And now Spain come forward. And that's a good ball by Lamine Yamal. He was looking to find Olmo, but it does come off an England player. As we just take a look again, it's that ball just a bit of a stretch for Phil Foden to reach, and England gave up possession. Fabian Ruiz gets the ball from the throw-in and returns it back to the goalkeeper, Robin Lenormand. We've had some comments in the comment section. Joe Smoke says Spain are going to win 3-1. Mike Hardiman says, hi, Paul, or should that be Pablo? Hope you're okay, mate. I'm well, thank you. Hope everyone is enjoying the coverage. Please feel free to drop in your predictions for the game. I'll read them out, your comments. Just please keep them nice and clean. We are a family show. And it's back with Simeon. And drops the ball there to Aymeric Laporte. Laporte gives the ball there to Robin Lenormand. And it's back now with Laporte, just inside his own half. He crosses the halfway line now. And that's a good ball to the number 10, Dani Olmo. Olmo, he just plays the ball behind Morata there. And it was cleared away by Luke Shaw. And it's going to be a throw-in. The ball was just played behind. And it was, in the end, actually, it was Lamine Yamal who tried to win that ball. But Shaw got there first. Who is so far winning that battle with Lamine Yamal. And there is Laporte now, plays across the width of the pitch to Robin Lenormand. Lenormand holds the ball up, and he plays it across there to Fabian Ruiz. Ruiz plays the ball, does a quick 1-2 with Cucurella, now gives the ball to Olmo. Dani Olmo, great ball out to the right-hand side, and it's Carvajal. Swings across in, looking at the back post there for Nico Williams. But Pickford plucks that out of the air with ease, and he'll get the game back underway as we've had 19 minutes gone here. It's Spain 0, England 0, and neither goalkeeper really forced into anything big just yet. So far, it's just been each team unable to deliver the final ball at the moment. And now it's played forward down, trying to keep that in play is Luke Shaw, but he's not able to do that, and it goes out of play. England... steady start by them as Spain now with Fabian Ruiz. It's a poor ball by Ruiz. It was straight to Declan Rice, but Declan Rice is dispossessed and Ruiz has it back. He gives it to Nico Williams now, down the left-hand side. Nico Williams, he's got Kyle Walker in front of him. Also, along with Bukayo Saka, it's played back to Cucurella. Cucurella to Rodri. Rodri plays a nice ball to Yamal, who's moved into the middle here. Yamal plays it across to Olmo. Olmo just stepping away there from Kobbie Mainoo and gives the ball to Nico Williams. Down the left now, Williams. He's got Cucurella alongside him. That's a good ball to Marc Cucurella. Well, he was under pressure there from Bukayo Saka, and he ended up just playing the ball back into his own half. A little bit of panic there by Marc Cucurella under press from Bukayo Saka. Here is Aymeric Laporte. Lenormand. Laporte. Just over the halfway line. And he's got options left and right. He may go with Rodri. Instead, he goes back to Lenormand. Lenormand does a quick pass with Ruiz, and it's now with Laporte again. In an advanced position, gives it to the number 16, Rodri. And now Nico Williams down the left. He's got Saka in front of him. Pulls back does Nico Williams and plays the ball to the edge of the area there. It falls neatly for Ruiz, and Ruiz maintains possession well, but his pass is not the best one. And Phil Foden now takes possession. He drops the ball back to Bukayo Saka. This is good press by Spain as well. And here is Phil Foden, and he's fouled by Marc Cucurella, and it's going to be a free kick. And a couple of protests there, but let's take a look at that. Well, yes, it was a free kick, wasn't it? He pushed Phil Foden over. So I'm not sure what objection Morata has to the referee, Francois Lextier. He's got the final today. John Stones. Now he's got the free kick. It's just outside of his own penalty area. We'll almost level with it, really. And he's going to leave it. It is, in fact, level with it. And it's going to be Jordan Pickford that is going to swing this one forward left-footed. And just waiting now for finally the ball is played long. Jordan going up there with the long ball. Up in the air goes Kyle Walker. Harry Kane is beaten easily in the air. It's headed back towards the Spanish penalty area, and again by Declan Rice. It's headed out this time by Laporte, and it's now picked up by Morata. He's dispossessed there by John Stones, but the ball rolls out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in to Spain. The captain, Alvaro Morata. He had picked up an injury in the last game, but he's fit for the final. And standing over the throw-in here is Marc Cucurella. Cucurella then launches the ball forward. It's flicked onto Nico Williams. Williams has got Yamal overlapping. And it's a poor ball by Williams, but Carvajal picks it up and drops it back to Yamal. Lamine Yamal's got some space in front of him now. He's got Danny Carvajal down the right, but he launches the ball into the box, and Pickford comes out and claims that with authority. But that is a really bad giveaway by Phil Foden, and this invites pressure now. Lamelle gets into the penalty area, and that is a good challenge that time by Bukayo Saka. Just got to cut across, not Bukayo Saka, rather Mark Gahey. He cut across Lamine Yamal there, who was about ready to shoot, and that was a good piece of defending. Spain corner taken quickly, launched in by Nico Williams, headed out by Stones, and it's Gahey again now, and he's tripped. It's a free kick, is it? It is a free kick. And Danny Carvajal, Harry Kane is having a word with the referee, and Danny Carvajal is doing the crying motion here. There didn't appear to be a lot to it. It actually looked like Saka was going down anyway. But it's a free kick to England, and no further action will be taken by the referee. And John Stones is going to take the free kick just inside his own half of the field. As we've had 24 minutes gone, it's Spain 0, England 0 at the Olympiastadion in Germany's capital, Berlin. The ball is long forward, looking for Saka. One in the air there is Marc Cucurella. Mainu trying to win the ball. He gets the better of Nico Williams, does Kobe Mainu. Gives the ball to Harry Kane. Overlapping here is Luke Shaw. He gets into the penalty area, Luke Shaw. He pulls back and plays it across to Mainu, but that move breaks down for England as once again the final ball just isn't there. And Morata goes down under the challenge of John Stone. The referee says play on, and here is Bukayo Saka now down the right-hand side. Bukayo Saka breaks loose to Kobe Mainu. And here's Harry Kane again. 3 goals in the tournament so far. It breaks loose into the penalty area, but it wasn't read very well by Phil Foden. And we've got our first yellow card at the game given to Harry Kane for the challenge there. 25 minutes gone, and our first yellow card of the final goes to England's captain, Harry Kane. Now, let's take a look at it here. Well, there was a bit of studs up on the afterwards after he'd won the ball. The studs were up there, it has to be said. I think that probably is a justified yellow card under those circumstances. As we take a look again at Luke Shaw, again, just that final ball for England and also for Spain, really. Just a final ball into the box from both teams at the moment, just lacking right now. Had some comments in the comment section, and Birahima Traore says Yaki. I'm not sure what that means. The German fans really don't like Cucurella still, do they, Mike? No, we don't. Pizza Latai says, which team do you support? I am neutral in this game. And Mike says, can't have any complaints. I definitely justify the card. So we wait for this free kick to be taken. And it's going to be taken by Unai Simon. The ball is just outside of his own penalty area. And Aymeric Laporte just plays the ball across there to Robin Lenormand. It goes back to Laporte. Spain had 70% of the possession in this first half so far, in a first half that possession-wise has been dominated by Spain, but shooting-wise, neither side has really forced the opposition goalkeeper into a save, as Morata just launches the ball in the air, trying to win that header is Carvajal. He does. He manages to find Lamine Yamal, but cutting across is Luke Shaw, monitoring Yamal, pretty much stalking him in this game, as that ball goes all the way back to the goalkeeper, Unai Simon. And Simon releases the ball to Laporte. Laporte to Lenormand. Laporte now just going over the halfway line. He gives the ball to Cucurella. Cucurella pulls inside, and there is Nico Williams. Ball across there to Ruiz. That's a nice ball to Yamal. Yamal back to Nico Williams. He tries to launch the ball forward, and it's cleared away by Guehi. Only as far as Rodri, who heads the ball down there, and it's Dani Carvajal again. Gives the ball to Ruiz. Ruiz to the England 18-yard box. He gets the shot away, and it takes a deflection off Kobe Mainoo, and a very, very comfortable deflection into the arms of the goalkeeper, Jordan Pickford. And with 28 minutes gone, we are still at 0-0 in this Euro 2024 final, as England and Spain battle it out to be the champions of Europe. And you have to say, looking at this Spain team, that they could very well dominate the World Cup with the names that they've got on their team and the players that they've got and the football that they're playing. The ball is played forward to Kyle Walker. Walker just drops the ball back there to Mainoo and now gives the ball back to Walker. He goes back to John Stones, and it's across to Mark Guehi. Guehi drops the ball back to the goalkeeper, Jordan Pickford. Pickford just holds the ball up. He's got options. He goes long, and searching for this one is Jude Bellingham. Robin Lenormand gets up with Bellingham. It breaks kindly for Bellingham. Bellingham now picks up the ball, but it's under pressure from Dani Carvajal as it goes out of play. Did it come off Carvajal last? I don't think so, actually. Let's take a look. Looks like it may have come off. Yes, it come off Jude Bellingham last. And here's Fabian Ruiz from the Spanish throw-in, and a good challenge there by Jude Bellingham. And it's going to be another throw-in to Spain. So Jude Bellingham kept mostly quiet in this first half. He's had a really good tournament, Jude Bellingham. I don't think anybody can deny the fact that his performances have been first class. And see what he can do today. He's got a couple of goals in this competition so far. Here is Kane. Kane tries to find Bukayo Saka, but it looks like that took a deflection off Rodri and goes straight through to the goalkeeper, Unai Simon. And it's released now to Rodri. Rodri's got Harry Kane in front of him as Spain. Very patient build-up now. Just gives the ball to Lenormand. He's got Cucurella breaking our way down the left. Nice back heel by Nico Williams to Morata. And Morata tried to play Olmo through there, but that didn't work out. And it only ended up going to Guehi, who returned the ball to Pickford, who has released it to Kyle Walker. And he clears it forward. But Spain coming back again. Now there's a challenge by Dani Olmo, and it's going to be a free kick. And he should be very careful about sarcastically smiling and he gets a yellow card. Let's see. Put the smile and the little clap there is probably what got him the yellow card, rather than the actual tackle itself. Dani Olmo then. Let's have a look. Oh, well, maybe with that was a rather nasty challenge. Look at this. Boot into the stomach of Declan Rice there. And that looked a pretty unpleasant challenge, and he'll get the yellow card for that, Dani Olmo. And he wants to watch his sarcastic applauding when he's doing that, because he's going to end up getting himself into trouble. Half an hour gone. Declan Rice is still down. Thank you very much for listening to us today. You're listening to alternative commentary on the Commentary Hub YouTube channel. My name's Paul James. And we thank you very much for spending your valuable time with us today for this Euro 2024 final, as England warming up the substitutes. Warming up down there on the far side is Joe Gomez. Declan Rice is back on his feet now, and also Cole Palmer supposedly warming up then and waving to someone in the crowd, as England are now going to take this free kick finally, and it's going to be taken by John Stones. Stones drops the ball back to the goalkeeper there, Jordan Pickford, and he plays it across to Gahey. Gahey plays it forward to Luke Shaw, under pressure by Carvajal. Good ball to Jude Bellingham, and Bellingham tries to get away. He was fouled there, surely. He stopped well. At first it looked like the referee had allowed an advantage, and then he pulled up play. And Spain are not very happy about that, because they'd won the ball back and were about to break forward in numbers. But the free kick is taken, and it's John Stones. And it plays the ball over to Luke Shaw down the left-hand side for England. Here comes Luke Shaw now, storming forward. Challenge there was a good one by Dani Carvajal. And here's Fabian Ruiz. Ruiz almost dispossessed there. In the end, he managed to get it back through to Unai Simon. And the referee has blown for something here. Phil Foden is down. It doesn't look like a head injury, so I'm not sure why the referee has pulled it up there, but it just looks like he was caught there, Phil Foden. It's a nasty challenge, it has to be said. Truckers World says all-day yellow card. I think you must be referring to the tackle there on Declan Rice by Dani Olmo, and yes, I agree with that. All-day yellow, looking at that one with the studs up. I mean, he gave the one earlier, didn't he, for Harry Kane and his studs up. Just consistent refereeing, really. Nico Williams drops the ball back to the number 14 there, Aymeric Laporte. He gives the ball to Lenormand. Lenormand back to Laporte. Over the halfway line now. And Laporte storming forward down the left-hand side to Cucurella. Cucurella there to Rodri, and across to Ruiz. Ruiz plays the ball across to Carvajal, and here's Yamal going at Luke Shaw. Yamal tries to get past Luke Shaw, but what a fine challenge in the penalty area again. A very well-timed challenge by Luke Shaw, as Yamal just tried to get the better of Luke Shaw that time. And so far, Luke Shaw has won every single battle against Lamine Yamal in this first half. So it's a throw-in to Spain. Or is it going to be a corner? It's going to be a corner, in fact. It's going to be a corner to Spain, and it's going to be taken down the right-hand side as Rodri, Laporte, Morata, Olmo, all in there. The cross comes into the edge of the 6-yard box. It's headed down and goes behind. And it looks like it was Robin Lenormand who got on the end of that, but it didn't. They're claiming a foul, but it must have come off an England player. It's gone behind for a corner. Let's have a look. There didn't appear to be much in that, in my opinion. Well, he's got his arm across him, but he does go down very, very easily, does he not? And it's going to be a corner instead to Spain again, and it is Nico Williams who's going to take it, this time down the left-hand side. Nico Williams has got Rodri in there, Laporte, Ruiz, all lurking with intent around the England 6-yard box. It's a short one to Yamal. Yamal pulled back to the edge of the area to Olmo. Olmo with a shot, but it's blocked by Harry Kane. And now Kane has possession. He lifts the ball forward, looking for the chasing Kobe Mainu, just trying to get ahead of Olmo, but Olmo beats Kobe Mainu comfortably there. And Mainu plays the ball to Morata. Morata to Rodri. And it's just touched on there by Lenormand to Carvajal. Rodri inside the centre circle. That's a nice little pass there to Aymeric Laporte. Laporte back to Rodri. And here's Ruiz. Lenormand. Rodri. He just turns away there from Phil Foden and just gives the ball there to Lenormand. Bit of space now for Spain. And it goes out to the right-hand side to Carvajal. Back to Lamine Yamal. Yamal plays the ball across there to Ruiz. And it's Marc Cucurella. Gives the ball down this left-hand side to Nico Williams. He swings the ball to the back post, but nobody was there. Morata was in the middle, but it was way over his head. And with less than 10 minutes to go until half-time, it's Spain 0, England 0. Joe Smoke says boring game so far. We haven't had a lot of goal-scoring opportunities. Really, the final ball by both teams has been missing so far. It's not really been frills and spills, not what we would have hoped for. Let's see if things pick up as the game goes on. We've 9 minutes to go until the half-time break at any rate. And the goal kick is going to be taken by Jordan Pickford. Left-footed, and it goes all the way over to Kyle Walker, who heads the ball down. Kane flicks the ball on now, but it's won by Cucurella to Nico Williams. Good header by Cucurella to Nico Williams. And it's across now to Carvajal. And here now is Rodri storming forward under pressure from Phil Foden, his Manchester City teammate. And here's Nico Williams now. He's gone down to the right-hand side. Nico Williams pulls the ball back there to Carvajal. Carvajal, long ball across to Laporte. Laporte has got Cucurella alongside him down the left-hand side. He decides to go short to Rodri. Rodri, long ball over the top for Nico Williams. He's now over on the right-hand side. Cuts into the penalty area, Nico Williams. It's with Lamine Yamal. Yamal, that's a good challenge that time by Bellingham. And he clashes there with the number 3 for Spain, which is Robin Lenormand, and it's over on the far side to Lamine Yamal. On the right-hand side, he swings the ball in, but it's blocked by Luke Shaw. And now here's Jude Bellingham again, but he is dispossessed that time. This time by Fabian Ruiz. And the ball is held up in the middle of the park. It's back to Fabian Ruiz. He lifts the ball towards the back post, over everybody's head, and once again, the final ball is not there in this first half, and it goes behind for a goal kick. Well, we are still 0-0. As we look at Jude Bellingham, it's a clash there with Lenormand. A hard challenge, but a fair one. So we are still now, see if England can kind of break forward now, see what they can do, as it's Kobe Mainu under pressure from Cucurella. Kobe Mainu just flicks the ball back there to Kyle Walker. Walker goes all the way back to John Stones, and it's back to Jordan Pickford. And Pickford plays the ball downfield. And it's flicked on there by Jude Bellingham, but Foden not up there with him, and it's comfortably won by Laporte, who does a quick 1-2 passing range with Rodri. Here's Cucurella. He plays the ball forward to Nico Williams. Just tries to dummy Kyle Walker, but Walker wasn't having it. And here's Declan Rice. He plays the ball down this right-hand side now, and it's Phil Foden storming forward to Bukayo Saka down the right. Saka to the number 2 there, Kyle Walker, across to John Stones, as England just being pressed back a little bit. Kobe Mainu. Mainu to Foden, back to Walker. Foden. Walker. England being pressed back by Spain. They're all the way back into their own half now. Stones finally turns away from Morata, and this is a good run by John Stones. He's coming forward now. Here he goes, and he tries to play the ball through to Harry Kane. And that was a really good run by John Stones. Spain win the ball back, though, and come forward now with Nico Williams across to Lamine Yamal. And, of course, he's got Luke Shaw, his shadow, in front of him. It's a nice ball to Nico Williams. Back to Lamine Yamal with 5 minutes to go till half-time. It's Spain 0, England 0 at the Olympia Stadion in Berlin. So far, both sides failing, really, with the final ball into the box. There's a lot missing from this England side and from the Spain side at the moment. It really isn't a classic by any stretch of the imagination. Here's Lenormand, plays the ball forward to Olmo. Olmo lifts the ball over to Nico Williams over on the right-hand side. He drops the ball back to Lamine Yamal as he's challenged, drop the ball back to Carvajal. He's challenged by Jude Bellingham, and it's going to be a throw-in to Spain, taken quickly midway inside the England half of the field. That was almost won back there by Declan Rice. Here's Ruiz, and it is won back by Declan Rice this time. And now can England break forward? It's Harry Kane. The ball played down the left-hand side to Jude Bellingham. Inside again to Kane, but once again the ball is not great, but Kane has it now. Kane plays a long ball over to Bukayo Saka. Beautiful pass. Now here's Kyle Walker overlapping. Bukayo Saka cuts inside, gives the ball to Kobbie Mainoo, whose pass was a poor one, and Robin Lenormand comes out now for Spain. Over the halfway line comes Nico Williams. He holds the ball up, pulls the ball back into his own half, Williams, and plays the ball to Cucurella. And there's Rodri. Rodri plays the ball across there to the number 3 Lenormand. And here is Lamine Yamal. He tried to set off Carvajal down on his way down the right there, but that ball just goes out of play. And it's going to be a throw into England, level with their own penalty area on the right-hand side. And it's going to be left to Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw, just seeing what he can steal. There's been a couple of injuries in this first half, but I can't imagine there being much more than four minutes or so for stoppage time at the end of it. As Luke Shaw now throws the ball forward. It's flicked on by Kobbie Mainoo. Phil Foden putting Lenormand under pressure, but he goes all the way back to his goalkeeper, Lenormand. And he gets the ball back, and it's Laporte. Laporte now is going to come over the halfway line. He's got options left and right. And he tries to play the ball through, and it's Morata. He's in here, Morata. He tries to turn Guéhi, and coming across to help him is John Stones. And it goes behind for a corner. But Morata had just turned Guéhi here, and Guéhi was struggling to stop Morata, but that's good work by John Stones coming across to help his central defensive partner there. And with 3 minutes to go until the end of the first half, Spain are going to have a corner here. 0-0 so far in this one. And it's going to be swung in by Williams into the 6-yard box. It's headed up in the air by Walker. Kobbie Mainoo should probably put his foot through it here. He chooses not to. He holds the ball up with Fabian Ruiz all over him. And finally Ruiz gets a challenge in, but he only succeeds in putting the ball behind. And it's going to be a goal kick for England. Holds the ball up well there, does Kobbie Mainoo. And it's a really good challenge in the end. As it shows again, Walker's header there, just getting on the end of that. So both sides, I think at this point, would like to just get to half-time and reevaluate. Jordan Pickford, just not in any hurry to take this goal kick. It's going to be left-footed downfield by the Everton keeper. As Foden and Bellingham have been very much shut down, just as effectively as Yamal has been shut down at the other side. And here's Rodri. Gives the ball there to Lenormand, across to Carvajal. Carvajal just trying to turn away from Bellingham under pressure, and Bellingham's won the ball back. A chance now for England. It's pulled across to Harry Kane, who tries to get the shot away, but it's blocked. And cutting across now is Kyle Walker, and he is fouled by Nico Williams. And it's going to be a free kick to England in a pretty dangerous position. He was pushed over there by Nico Williams with Kyle Walker. And as we look again, Danny Carvajal, well, very surprisingly, gives the ball away there. Kane trying to get the first shot really on goal. It was a good challenge by Rodri, but the foul by Nico Williams on the storming Kyle Walker that was storming in to try to get that ball. It's on the corner of the penalty area on the right-hand side. Now, Luke Shaw is over this. Declan Rice was over this, but he's walked away. And Spain have a player down right now in their own penalty area. Just not quite sure. It's Laporte who's down right now. Southgate ball by someone called Dam. Truckers World, if this goes to penalties, I'd back England all the way. Probably, I would agree with that. I think England have certainly shown themselves to be very effective on penalties. So if it does go all the way, and if it does go all the way, I hope it's not football like this. I'm hoping that we're going to see a bit better as the second half. We'll be coming up after this break that we're going to have at half time. Russ, Vernon, and Nick will be in the studio to discuss the first half. 2 minutes of stoppage time. The free kick is going to be taken by Declan Rice. It's launched and it bounced over everyone's head. Comes across there to Phil Foden on the back post eventually. He gets a shot away, and that's the first shot on goal for England. And he just catches it on the volley, and obviously it's a comfortable save for Unai Simon. But that is the first shot on target. He was just stretching at it there, was Foden. He wasn't able to get his full weight behind it. And the ball is played. It's long there by Lenormand, and chasing this one is Lamine Yamal with Walker, and it just goes behind for a goal kick. As we have 30 seconds of stoppage time at the end of this first half, and I can't imagine there being much more beyond that either, if I'm being perfectly honest. But Jordan Pickford just places the ball down there inside his 6-yard box, and he's going to launch this one downfield. It's long downfield by Jordan Pickford. Left-footed. Harry Kane just trying to win that ball. Cutting across was Cucurella with a good header. And there is Williams. He plays the ball across the width of the pitch to Yamal. Still inside their own half. Lamine Yamal. Crossover to Danny Carvajal, who plays the ball back to Robin Lenormand. Lenormand holds the ball up, and that is half-time. So at the Olympia Stadion in Berlin, at the Euro 2024 final at half-time, finishes England 0, Spain 0. Back to the studio with Nick.
Thanks, Paul. Well, pretty interesting first half. Each side cancelling the other out, and all I can say, Russ, is that for both sides, there's certainly room for improvements.
Good evening, good afternoon, everybody, or good evening, or good morning, depending where you are. Yeah, England, I think both sides have played well, Nicholas. Both sides have had quite a lot of possession. They've worked it well between each other. And both teams have had chances. Both teams have caused each other problems. You can see, when you look at the performance levels from both sides, you can see how well they're playing. They've got some good work, good tactical work going on between both sides as well. And when you look at it, yes, I know Spain, just looking at it here now, the possession and the stats at half time, and I know stats doesn't mean everything here, guys. And well, this is what the stats are saying at half time. We've had 66% possession for Spain, 34% for England. 1 attempt on goal from England, none from Spain. 4 attempts for Spain, 3 attempts for England. 1 save from Spain, none for England. 6 corners for Spain, 1 to England. And in those 6 corners, I think England have defended really, really well against them as well. No offsides each. Distance covered here now. Spain, 53.81 km compared to England's 53.70 km. Passes completed. Spain, 275, which is 90% of their passes completed. England, 110, which is 80% of theirs. 6 fouls committed for Spain, 2 fouls committed for England. 1 yellow card apiece, and I think both yellow cards were justified. Having seen the replay of Harry Kane, well, not for Harry Kane, I don't think so. I think the one for the Spain one was, but for the Harry Kane one, I think when I've watched this tournament, Nicholas, and the listeners as well, when I've watched this tournament, I've seen similar challenges to what Harry Kane's put in, so I don't think it's justified as a yellow card for Kane. However, especially with the tournament. However, I think when you look at it from the referee's angle, he probably thought it cost him a bit higher, and that's probably why he got the yellow card. But for me, I don't think it was a yellow card offence, Nicholas, for the one from Harry Kane. But for Spain, I do think so. I also think that towards the end of that first half, I think it was Cucurella, it might have been, where he nudged over. I think it was when we got that free kick towards the end of the first half, nudged him over, knew what he was actually doing there. You could nudged over Harry Kane, you could see what he was doing there, and put his arm straight in the back, and it was definitely a foul there. That could have been a yellow card on another day, in my opinion. But I think both teams have played really, really well in that first half, and I can't call it either way at the moment, Nicholas.
So, no, you certainly can't. But the good. No, you certainly can't. So statistically, the match is in England's favour. That near goal by Phil Foden will have surely given England that extra edge of confidence going into the second half.
Yes, absolutely, Nicholas. I just want to touch on another player as well who people have been talking up in this final and talking up quite well in, and that's Lamine Yamal, this Spain youngster. Everyone's been talking about him, saying he's going to cause England quite a few problems tonight. Well, I just want to give a shout out to Luke Shaw, and people might say he's only played his first football in 5 months. And to be honest, when you look at it, yes, I know it is that, but when you look at it, Nicholas, and on reflection, you wouldn't think so, because the performance level from Luke Shaw tonight has been absolutely fantastic. He's yet to lose a battle up against Lamine Yamal, and they've had to move Yamal across to this England's right hand side now, up against Kyle Walker, and Walker is yet, and which shows what a good job that Luke Shaw has done on him, especially when they've had to switch him over to this other side. You can understand why they've done that, but when you look at it, Nicholas, and as well, I think Shaw has done absolutely fantastic against Yamal, and like I was speaking before the game started, Nicholas, this is why you put in that's why you put in Luke Shaw for this game up against Lamine Yamal, because when you look at it, you can see that we've done his own work. We know what Yamal is capable of. We've seen the games on video in this tournament, and us as comment broadcasters have seen it, and we've watched the games. You would have to say, Nicholas, when you watch the game, Lamine Yamal has been absolutely fantastic, and you can't have a complaint about how he's played, because this game and the way Lamine Yamal's played has been absolutely fantastic. But Luke Shaw, you wouldn't think it's his first start in 5 months for anybody, not just England, but he's not played for Manchester United in that time either. And when you look at it, you can understand why he's been brought into this side up against Lamine Yamal, because of how well he's done against him, Nicholas.
He certainly has. But he certainly has been really good at cancelling out Spain and winning and winning the fight against them. But he has almost set up a couple of England attacking moments himself. But all I can say about Luke Shaw is that he is certainly a key cog in the system.
He is, Nicholas, and I spoke about it pre-game as well. And for those who didn't listen, I spoke about it pre-game, and I actually said, and I think I was right in saying this as well. Some people may think I wasn't, but that's okay. They're entitled to their opinion. But for me, I think you can understand why Southgate has gone with Luke Shaw tonight in that position, because I think if it was a Trippier there, I think it'd have been a losing battle, especially with Trippier being right-footed. We needed a natural left footer in that position, Nicholas, and that's what we've got in terms of Luke Shaw. You can see that Luke Shaw is not afraid to take people on in that position, try and get at those players out there, and you can understand why they are going for that, and you can understand why England are trying to utilise that option this evening. And Shaw has done really, really well, like I mentioned, and I can see England progressing well with Shaw there. He's looked good so far, and like I said, Nicholson, just want to say this as well. He's not looked out of place in that position, even Nicholson. He's like Shaw's played the entire tournament. And another player I want to shout out, Nicholson. I hope I'm not jinxing him here when I do this as well. So apologies in advance in case I do in the second half. For me, Nicholas, Mark Gertie, apart from the game which he didn't play against him because he was suspended, Mark Gertie has had an absolutely fantastic tournament for England alongside John Stones. And it's like he's played there all his life for England, because when you look at how he's performed, everyone was thinking before the tournament started we miss Aaron Maguire, but I think when he's come into the side, Mark Gertie has proven that we do not miss Aaron Maguire, and we've not missed him one bit. And shout out to Kobe Mainoo again. Fantastic first half performance. I think he's the replacement Southgate has been mentioning that we've been looking for to replace Calvin Phillips. I've said it before, I'm saying it again. Mainoo is an absolutely outstanding player. Yes, he plays for Manchester United, and I don't follow Manchester United or support Manchester United. But when he puts on that England shirt, I will never criticise a player unless they've had a bad performance. And Mainoo, since he's come in, has been absolutely revelation in this England side, and he's absolutely helped England perform to the best standards that they can, especially in that midfield. And he's helping Declan Rice out. For me, he's the new Calvin Phillips in this England current setup for me, and I can see him being even better moving forwards, Nicholas. And Mainoo and Rice, good solid partnership. If Stones moves on eventually, Gertie and Konza are really good could be really good together. So I was impressed with Konza when he played in this tournament as well.
Yes, they certainly sound like they are the future. They certainly sound like they are the future of England, and the way they've been performing indicates they just might be. We were saying the same thing about Bukayo Saka and Jude Bellingham in the last Euros, and now look where they are, almost seasoned professionals, and we just had a notification from Russ. He says he's going. He says he's going off now. So thanks very much for your insights throughout the tournaments. We'll hope to have you back on there just before we wrap things up, depending on how things go. But actually, just one more thing I have to ask. What will the teams want to? What fresh tactics will the teams want to use going forwards into the second half? Both England and Spain. What should they change? What should they change? What should they keep? That is something that will have I'm sure Paul can tell us in a moment or two. We're going to take a bit of a short break, but we'll be right back just before the start of the second half. Welcome back to the Commentary Hub's coverage of the Euro 2024 final between Spain and England. Bit of a tough first half for both sides to get through. Neither willing to concede an inch to the other. Phil Foden, the closest to goal before the closest man to scoring the goal, I should say, before half time. Had he done so, England would by now be leading 1-0, and the players now getting ready to come out of the tunnel. In fact, they are. So now I'll hand you over back to our match commentator, Paul James.
Thank you, Nicholas. Thank you, Ross. Welcome back, everybody, to the start of the second half. The English team just coming out right now, and you can see that. I don't believe there's been any changes as of yet. It looks like the same starting 11 for England that started, as Spain are also coming out now as well in drips and drabs. Also for them, it doesn't look like there has been any changes. So as Lamine Yamal has been shut down in a way very tight. There is a change, as a matter of fact. There is a substitution. It looks like the Martin Zubimendi will be coming on for Spain, and Rodri is going off. Now, there is an interesting one. Rodri is going off, and Martin Zubimendi will be coming on for Spain. So that is the substitution at half time. And that is a particularly surprising one. I mean, I know Rodri has been quiet in the first half, but he's very capable of changing games. That's an interesting substitution by Luis de la Fuente. But Martin Zubimendi is on, and he is wearing the number 18 shirt for Spain. I say we'll get the second half underway in just a few moments. No changes from England. I do wonder if they may introduce Ollie Watkins a little bit later in the game. We'll wait and see if that happens. But Spain are about to get the second half underway, attacking the goal to our right. As standing over this one is Morata. And just waiting for the referee's whistle here. And we're underway. And the ball is dropped back there to Zubimendi. And it goes back now from the number 2, Danny Carvajal, back to Lenormand, across to Laporte. Laporte holds the ball up, back to Lenormand. Lenormand is just going to go all the way back to the goalkeeper, Unai Simon. So Spain making the change at half time. I'll run you through the lineups here in just a second. Here's Cucurella. Cucurella plays the ball forward to Williams. Williams plays it for Bukayo Saka. It goes out of play for a throw-in. So for Spain, it's Simeon in goal, Cucurella, Laporte, Lenormand, Carvajal, Ruiz, Zubimendi, Williams, Olmo, Yamal, and Morata. And for England, unchanged, Pickford, Shaw, Gahey, Stones, Walker, Saka, Rice, Mainu, Bellingham, Foden, and Kane. So if you're just joining us for the start of this second half, welcome. And thank you for joining us today. Here's Yamal. Yamal cuts inside, plays the ball across. Oh, here's a real chance for Williams, and it's 1-0 to Spain. And Williams tucks the ball past Jordan Pickford into his left-hand corner. And Nico Williams, his first real sight at goal on 47 minutes. Spain take a 1-goal lead, and Harry Kane just trying to lift the England players, as it really was a super move and a super finish by Nico Williams, it has to be said. Let's just take a look at this again. It started with Ruiz, who played the ball. It was a beautiful flick on, actually, by Carvajal to Lamine Yamal, who played the ball across the 18-yard box. So Yamal will get an assist, played the ball across the 18-yard box, and he just slammed it past Pickford. And for the first time, Lamine Yamal got away from Luke Shaw and got the cross to Williams, and Kyle Walker not close enough to Williams, and Williams made England pay. 1-0. England will get the game back underway. Perhaps this is what we needed, a goal in this game. As here is Pickford. He launches the ball downfield. Up in the air goes Harry Kane along with Laporte. Laporte wins it comfortably. Here's Williams, the goal scorer. Plays it forward to Ruiz. Putting across there is Declan Rice. But Ruiz cuts back and he drops the ball back there to Laporte. And here is Lenormand. Lenormand is going to go back to Unai Simon, and England are going to have to press forward now. It's a good ball to Laporte. Back to Simeon. And Simeon to number 3, Lenormand. He's on the edge of his own 18-yard box. He's just holding the ball up at the moment. And he plays the ball long. It's looking for Morata. Morata just knocks it down to Carvajal. Carvajal, it's flicked on by Dani Olmo to Williams again. Williams back to Dani Olmo. Oh, it was nearly 2-0 and England taken apart again. Oh, that was so close. And you can see here it just goes over the top of Walker. England panicking in defence. Olmo just touched it away from John Stones and got the shot away and pulled it wide. But Spain, starting this second half, taking England's defence apart, really. And England are just going to have to settle down now and try to find their way back into this game. There's a good ball by Declan Rice across to Luke Shaw, to Jude Bellingham. And Bellingham back to Gahey. Bellingham again. Goes back to Gahey. Gahey, what's a good ball across there to John Stones. He goes back to the goalkeeper in the end, and Pickford clears the ball downfield. And the header is won there by Lenormand, just gets above Kane, and Ruiz just picks up the ball and drops it back to Carvajal. Carvajal flicks it away and tries to give it back to Ruiz, but it was far too casual. And the ball was played forward by Jude Bellingham, but Carvajal just gets across and makes the challenge on Jude Bellingham. And it's going to be a throw into England, which is taken quickly. And there is Declan Rice. He plays the ball across to John Stones. Stones to Foden. It's a good ball to Declan Rice. Declan Rice to Jude Bellingham. Overlapping is Luke Shaw down the left-hand side. Luke Shaw, can he get the cross in? No. Just cutting across there was Dani Carvajal and ushering that ball out of play. And it's going to be a goal kick. And we've had 5 minutes gone in this second half. And England are behind to a goal from Nico Williams. And where's the answer now for Gareth Southgate? I mean, I think he may have to look at making a substitution himself sooner rather than later, as that ball is long there looking for Nico Williams again, but it's won by Gahey. It's brought down just on this left-hand side by Luke Shaw. Shaw holds the ball up on the halfway line. And here's Mainoo. Mainoo drops the ball back there to Declan Rice. Inside his own half of the field, Declan Rice gives the ball there to the number 2, Kyle Walker. The ball is played long. That's a good ball by Walker. Picks up Bukayo Saka. He's being surrounded by Cucurella. It's good work by Saka, holding Cucurella off. Gives the ball back to Foden, to Declan Rice. And here's Luke Shaw. And it's now with Jude Bellingham. Bellingham pulled back to Declan Rice. Declan Rice across there to John Stones and down the right-hand side to Bukayo Saka. Nico Williams in front of him. Kobbie Mainoo cuts inside, and it's Declan Rice to Jude Bellingham. Oh, good ball by Bellingham to Kyle Walker. Walker gets across him, but it's a really disappointing cross. It almost goes, indeed it does go out of play. Luke Shaw unable to keep the ball in, and it's going to be a throw into Spain, level with their own penalty area down their right-hand side. And Spain at 1, England 0. 6 minutes gone in this second half. If you're just joining us, it's a goal by Nico Williams on 47 minutes is the difference between the two sides right now. And Dani Olmo nearly made it 2-0 as well, of course. England just trying to settle down and create some chances. Header won there by Zubamendi. It's broke down there by Ruiz, and he gives the ball to Nico Williams. And he's on his way again, is Nico Williams. He holds the ball up. It's dropped back to Cucurella. Cucurella to Laporte. Across to Lenormand. Lenormand holds the ball up. And he just plays a short one to Danny Carvajal. Carvajal drops the ball back to the goalkeeper. Held up there by Simeon, and it's a really good ball to Morata. And he sets off Zubamendi on his way, and he's fouled there, and that's going to be a free kick. And a yellow card flashed in the face there of John Stones. So England will get their second player in the referee's notebook in this game. As you can see, he's just trying to pull Zubamendi down there, Martin Zubamendi. Free kick to Spain, taken quickly, Zubamendi. And here is Laporte to Cucurella. Cucurella played forward to Williams. Williams has got Kyle Walker in front of him. He's been marshalled very well in the first half as Williams. And to be perfectly honest, it was the first sight he had at goal, really. The first real clear sighting he had in the whole game, and he puts it away. Here's Ruiz, and it's Cucurella to Williams. He's got Walker in front of him again. Williams plays it across to Morata. Morata drops it back to Zubamendi inside his own half of the field. Martin Zubamendi holds the ball up, and he does a quick 1-2 there, and with Ruiz, and it's now back with Laporte. Laporte just inside his own half of the field, and it's Laporte again. And across now to the number 3 there for Spain, which is Lenormand. He gives the ball to Carvajal. Carvajal forward to Lamine Yamal. He just chips the ball over to Carvajal. Carvajal just brings the ball down well and tries to play the ball forward for Morata, but that's comfortably won by Gahey. And Declan Rice trying to clear the ball away, but it's gone straight there to Carvajal, who gives the ball to Morata. And Morata moving towards the middle of the park, gets the shot away, and it's blocked by Gahey. He's trying to lift the England team to waken them up. And it was a good block there by Gahey on the shot from Morata. And here is Lenormand. And Laporte. Here's Zubamendi. Lenormand. Or Ruiz, I should say. Back again to Ruiz. He just lifts the ball over to Lenormand this time. And Lenormand just over the halfway line. Forward to Lamine Yamal. It's another excellent ball by Morata. And it just cleared away by John Stones, but only as far as Carvajal. Carvajal back to Lamine Yamal. Here he is. He cuts inside. He's trying to get away from Bellingham, but Bellingham shields the ball very, very well and just turns away from Yamal and also tries to just turn away from Carvajal, but he drops it back to Declan Rice. Spain nearly going 2-0 up there. Here's Ruiz. And it's Nico Williams with a shot, and it's just wide. And Spain piling on the pressure as 10 minutes gone in this second half, and Nico Williams just pulls that shot just wide of England's right-hand post. And right now, Spain looking like the dominant side as Morata there just played it past Pickford. John Stones doing very well to clear up the damage. As here's Cucurella, and it's a foul by Cucurella on Bukayo Saka. Well, it's 1-0. 47th minute goal by Nico Williams is the difference in this one, as Spain look like they are in the position right now, and England needs to start creating some chances because they haven't really created much in the second half. And I would suspect that Gareth Southgate, if nothing has changed really by the 65th minute, that maybe some changes should be afoot. Here's Luke Shaw, brings the ball down well, and he just turns it, shields it from Carvajal. Shaw plays the ball, good dummy by Bellingham, and it's played back by Kane, and Kane is appealing for the free kick against Bellingham. The referee says nothing doing, as Lenormand plays the ball forward to Morata, and it's won back again now by England, and it's with the number 5, John Stones. Stones, oh, it's a poor ball by John Stones, and it goes out of play. And Nicholas has just put a comment in the private chat there saying, have England finally cracked? Well, that would be a good question. I think it's a bit early to say that for sure, but it looks like Ollie Watkins is readying himself to come on for England, and I think that was something that was going to always happen. Should England fall behind or be struggling. And that is going to take place very, very shortly. Here's John Stones. Declan Rice, under pressure from Ruiz. Played across to Kyle Walker. Walker across there to Kobe Mainoo. Under pressure from Laporte. Mainoo plays the ball out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in. I suspect it'll be a like-for-like substitution with Harry Kane, who's been isolated this entire game. We'll see anyway if that change does come. Gareth Southgate just waiting for the time being, as there is the goalkeeper there, Unai Simon. Simon now just with his foot on the ball, going to take all the time in the world. Gives the ball there to Robin Lenormand. Lenormand just pulls it back to Simon again, and Simon right-footed downfield manages to find Danny Olmo, and Olmo leaves it to Morata, the captain, down to Lamine Yamal, to Danny Carvajal, across the width of the pitch to Fabian Ruiz. Ruiz got options left and right. He just finds Nico Williams down the left, back to Ruiz. Williams now moves towards the middle of the park, and it's been given to Robin Lenormand. Lenormand, ball played forward. Oh, that's a good win of the ball there by Morata. And here's Olmo now. Tries to set Morata off. Oh, what a good challenge that was by Luke Shaw, preventing that pass through to Morata from Danny Olmo. Luke Shaw defended very, very well in this game. He's had a very good game so far. Here's John Stones. Stones to Bellingham. Bellingham to Declan Rice. Holds the ball up and gives it to Jude Bellingham again as he coasts over the halfway line and cuts across there looking for Saka. Saka brings it down with his chest, drops it back to Nico Williams. Saka again down the right-hand side. Cuts inside Saka and he drops the ball back to Kyle Walker again. As here's Bukayo Saka, sets into the penalty area to Foden, and he was looking for Kane, but it was cleared away. But it's only as far as Kobe Mainoo. Mainoo just brings the ball down now under pressure from Cucurella. He does a quick back here, hoping to find Saka. Saka has to fight Williams for the ball and gets it. And he gives it back to John Stones and across to Declan Rice. And now here is Gahey. Gives the ball to Luke Shaw, but that's a good challenge by Carvajal on Luke Shaw. And we've reached the hour mark here. Spain 1, England 0. Are we going to see that substitution now? It looks like we are. And indeed, it's Harry Kane going off. And he's handed the captain's armband to England's number 2 there, I think, which is Kyle Walker. As the change is made, Kane goes off and Watkins comes on. As the lights look, under the roof lights at the Olympia Stadion in Berlin, very colourful. Throw-in taken quickly, and it's now with Kyle Walker. Walker to Mainoo. Mainoo just trying to get forward with a run. It breaks loose to Bellingham. Bellingham plays the ball to Saka. Saka holds the ball up. He's got Cucurella and Williams in front of him. It's now with Kyle Walker. Across to Declan Rice. To Mark Gahey. Gahey just turning now. He's got a bit of space. He gives the ball to Luke Shaw. Shaw. And it's won back there by Gahey. And it's dropped now back to the number 4, Declan Rice, as England being pressed back. And here's Kyle Walker. Walker, beautiful ball over on the far side there to Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka runs straight into Nico Williams. And did Nico Williams obstruct him? The referee said yes. And it's going to be a free kick to England on the corner of the penalty area, right-hand side, about 6 yards in from the touchline. And there is some arguments here by some of the Spanish players. It's only supposed to be the captain that talks to the referee. We'll just see. He's just having a word with Morata now and Walker as they both sort out the disagreements. It's going to be a free kick to England, regardless. And it's on the corner of the penalty area, the right-hand side. I'd say about 6 yards in from the touchline. It's a pretty dangerous position from England's perspective. But it's Phil Foden standing over it. There's only Lamine Yamal in the wall there, the one-man wall. And the referee is just having a word with him now to ensure that he doesn't cross that white line before the ball is kicked. Jude Bellingham is in there. England are going to have to load up that penalty area. It's going to be Phil Foden. Let's see if he can deliver here. Foden swings it in, and it's headed away by Morata. And Foden tries to bring it down. It breaks loose to Declan Rice. Declan Rice just taking the ball into his own half and sending it back to the goalkeeper, Jordan Pickford. And Pickford just waits a while and then launches it long. And chasing this one is Foden with Cucurella. Can Foden get the better of him? No, Cucurella just tries to get in front of Foden. Foden goes down. The referee says play on. And it's Saka to Bellingham. Bellingham, beautiful turn by Jude Bellingham. And he gets a shot away and it's just wide. And that's the closest England have come. Oh, what a superb turn by Jude Bellingham. Took two of the Spanish defenders out right there. And the shot was just wide of the target. Carvajal, it caused Carvajal and Olmo to clatter into each other and just turned away and got that shot away, but it's just wide. But that was a super movement from Jude Bellingham. But in the end, it just goes wide. And we are still at 1-0 with 64 minutes gone in this game. It's going to be a goal kick now, and Unai Simon is going to take all the time in the world. Or actually, let's see. The referee's pointing at something. Unai Simon threw it out. Maybe he thought it was a free kick. It now goes back to it is a goal kick. In fact, it's not going to be taken by Simeon, however. It's just trying to see who's taking that. Looks like Laporte. Laporte just drops it back to Simeon. Simeon gives it to Lenormand. Lenormand, long ball forward, and it's comfortably chested down by John Stones to Luke Shaw. Shaw gives the ball to Bellingham. Bellingham gives the ball in the middle of the park to Declan Rice. Declan Rice, good pass back there to Kyle Walker. He's now acting captain in Kane's absence. There's a long ball by Walker, looking there for the number 19, Ollie Watkins, but it was just away from Watkins, and it's a goal kick in the end. It goes behind. It was almost a perfect ball to Watkins. He was just trying to get behind Lenormand. And Watkins, of course, got that last-minute winner in the semi-finals against the Netherlands. Spain won, England 0. And so far, it's going in Spain's favour. England have created little. They've not had a lot of chances. Really only one shot on goal, which the goalkeeper had. It was a comfortable save. And, of course, that brilliant move by Jude Bellingham. Here's Declan Rice. Goes back to the goalkeeper, Jordan Pickford. Pickford just holds the ball up. And he's taking all the time in the world here. And he doesn't have a lot of time. Swings the ball forward. And it's picked up by Cucurella to Williams. Williams plays the ball on, and it's knocked on by Morata. And Yamal might get in here. Lamine Yamal with a shot and a super save by Jordan Pickford, keeping England at 1-0 down. That was a super save because Lamine Yamal was in. And it was a very, very good save down to his right-hand side. It'll be a corner to Spain. But that was going into the corner for the second. As England now at the risk of being caught on the break as they go forward looking for an equaliser, but it's a corner to Spain now from that save. Danny Carvajal's up there, Morata is up there, and the corner is going to be swung in by Williams. Heads go up and cleared away just to the edge of the area by Rice. It's picked up by Foden. He gives it to Kobbie Mainoo. On the pressure is Mainoo, and he rolls it out of play. But that may have come off Morata, and Morata is furious with something, probably furious with himself. But the ball goes out of play anyway. It's going to be a throw-in to Spain. And there's a substitution now, and the number 21 is coming on. Oyarzabal, and he's coming on for Morata. So Oyarzabal, who I keep getting his name wrong. Let's go with Oyarzabal, shall we? Morata is on for him. Morata is off for him. And also coming off, nope, that's just the one now. There's just the one substitute. So Murata is coming off, and Oyarzabal is coming on. And Murata, be happy with his general performance today. Oyarzabal will probably go into that centre forward position, as here's Dani Olmo. And it goes behind for Olmo, I should say. It goes behind for a goal kick. And with 68 minutes gone, it's Spain 1, England 0. As we take a look at this remaining 22 minutes or so, and England, well, they need to start creating chances. And dispossessed there is Kyle Walker. And here's Yamal. Yamal lifts the ball into the area and he's looking for Oyarzabal. And it's headed behind by John Stones. And it's a goal kick. It's a corner to Spain as John Stones headed the ball behind as Oyarzabal was making that run. And Spain now getting the men in the box again and perhaps not happy with just a 1-goal lead. Carvajal's in there. And it's going to be taken by Yamal. He swings the ball into the 6-yard box. It's punched out by Pickford, only as far as Olmo. Dani Olmo gets a cross in again. And up there goes Pickford again with the punch. And going over across there is Saka to meet Williams. Williams just wins the ball first. Williams plays the ball here now to Zubimendi, who gets a cross in. And it's headed up into the air and out again. And out now to Fabian Ruiz with a shot, but it's sort of over the crossbar. And, England breathe again. Went over by quite a bit. And it is still 1-0 to Spain. As you can see there, Pickford just getting his fist on the end of that. And England living dangerously at the moment. It's Pickford's just holding the ball up. There's going to be another substitution for England. And Cole Palmer is coming on for Kobbie Mainoo. So a more of an attacking midfield change this. Cole Palmer on for Kobbie Mainoo. As that is the second substitution for England. As the ball is played long now and it finds Watkins. Watkins, he just clashes there with the number 2 Carvajal. But Bellingham picks up the loose ball. Bellingham, it's a poor ball by Bellingham, and it only found Norman, who put the ball out of play, and it's going to be a throw into England just inside the Spain half of the field. And here is Cole Palmer. The ball is played forward, and it's won back there by Ruiz. And it's picked up here. It's dispossessed there that time. Poor giveaway that time by Guehi, and England now are on the back foot as Spain come forward with Lenormand. Drops the ball back here to Yamal, who gives the ball again to Lenormand. Across to Laporte. Just inside his own half of the field, Laporte. And here's Cucurella. Cucurella goes all the way back to Laporte, and now back to the goalkeeper, Simeon. Simeon, long ball forward. He just tries to chest it on to Lamar. I think that came off Olmo. And here's Oyarzabal now. And the ball is played forward, but I think there was an offside from an earlier incident. And it's a free kick to England. And with 19 minutes to go, it's looking pretty ominous right now for England. They're not creating anything. So England at the moment 1-0 down and not creating much right now. Here is Guehi. Guehi holds the ball up, played into the centre circle and picked up by Jude Bellingham. Bellingham tries to play the ball forward to Phil Foden, but here comes Oyarzabal now. Oyarzabal plays up, it's Oyarzabal now on the ball, gets a shot away, and it's a comfortable save. The ball was played through to him by Zubimendi. And England are now coming forward on the other end, and it's Bukayo Saka. Can England break forward in numbers now down the right-hand side? Bukayo Saka gets into the penalty area, plays the ball across to Bellingham, back to the edge of the area to Cole Palmer. It's 1-1, and it's a substitute. Cole Palmer England are level on 72 minutes. It's Cole Palmer with the goal. And England are level through Cole Palmer. And, the chances have not been there for England in the game. It's Cole Palmer's first goal of the tournament. They've not been there, the chances for England, all the way through this game. But finally, a chance breaks for Cole Palmer, and he just smashes the ball past Unai Simion's right-hand post, and England are level in this game. And it is game on here in Berlin. Laid off beautifully by Bellingham. Look at this beautiful layoff. And the shot was first time. Beats the goalkeeper into the right-hand corner. And Cole Palmer has rescued England. And with 17 minutes to go, who is going to get the winner in this European Championships as Gareth Southgate celebrates? And Unai Simon, well, he might have seen it late, but it's 1-1. And here's Cucurella. Drops it back to Simeon. Simeon across to Lenormand. Lenormand plays it forward to Olmo. Olmo, good work by Declan Rice there. And he plays it across to Bukayo Saka. Saka across to Rice. And now here's Kyle Walker. He's going to go all the way back to the goalkeeper, Jordan Pickford. Pickford plays it long upfield, and he's looking there for Luke Shaw. But it's won comfortably, and it's Zubamendi now. Tries to play the ball. He's dispossessed his Zubamendi. Here's Jude Bellingham. It's a cross now to Cole Palmer again. Palmer now to Bukayo Saka. Corner of the penalty area, right-hand side. Saka gets inside Cucurella, and it's cleared away there by the number 14, Aymeric Laporte, out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in. And Pickford trying to get the England fans behind England here with 16 minutes to play in this game. And it's taken quickly, and it's now with Cole Palmer. He's just looking for options there, is Cole Palmer, and he goes to Bukayo Saka. Saka holds the ball up. We all know what he's capable of. Of course, he scored the beautiful equalising goal against Switzerland. And it's Palmer again, and that's a good challenge this time by Fabian Ruiz. And England now have a throw-in about 7 yards away from the corner flag, and Kyle Walker is going to go over to take it. Is he going to go for the long one, Kyle Walker? Well, he's taking a step back. He may well. He does get some weight behind these throw-ins sometimes. And what's he going to do? He may go short to Palmer. Palmer's got Fabian Ruiz marking him. And he just goes, he's going to go all the way back to, well, almost the halfway line, actually. And it's Declan Rice who drops it all the way back to Jordan Pickford, who's well out of his goal. And he goes long there. And chasing that one over on the far side would have been Jude Bellingham. But there is nobody going to reach that one. It goes behind for a goal kick. But it is 1-1. And we've had comments in the comment section. Joe Smoke says rubbish. Truckers World says dangerous England on the break. Well, definitely was in that case, because the ball was laid off beautifully there by Jude Bellingham for Cole Palmer to finish that. And England now at 1-1. And this game is in the balance once again. Here's Laporte. And he's played it across to Robin Lenormand. Lenormand just turns and goes all the way back to the goalkeeper, Unai Simon. Well, and we want to thank you you're listening to Paul James on the Commentary Hub, bringing you live commentary of this final. I just want to thank you for spending your afternoon with us as the ball is played long to Yamal. He just heads the ball down to Carvajal, and it's picked up by Olmo. Olmo to Zubamendi. Zubamendi now. He's got options in front of him. He decides to go to his right-hand side there, and he gives the ball there to Lenormand, who gives it in turn to Yamal. And breaking away now down the right-hand side is the number 2, Dani Carvajal. And he's the backup captain, of course. He's got the armband on right now since Morata was replaced. And it's now with Aymeric Laporte. And it's across there to Cucurella. Cucurella back here now to Zubamendi. Good football this by Spain. Nico Williams. Williams, back to Cucurella. Back to Ruiz. And here's Laporte. 13 minutes to go here at the Olympia Stadion in Berlin. And it's across there now to the number 2, Carvajal. He swings the ball into the middle, escapes everybody and goes over the head of Danny Williams, just over Kyle Walker. Nico Williams goes and chases it now and gets to the touchline. He gets the cross in. Oyarzabal went for it as well, but it was headed out of play. And just ahead of Oyarzabal was Stones, just getting that out of play now for a corner to Spain. As we look at these colourful lighting upon the roof at the stadium, as we take a look at the England fans behind that goal, more hope for the England fans as we are with 12 minutes to go. It is 1-1. And just going over to take that is Nico Williams. And he swings the ball in and headed up into the air by Bellingham. It drops to Fabian Ruiz. He tries to hook it back in and smashed away by Cole Palmer, England's goal scorer. And it's right out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in right in front of Gareth Southgate's technical area. 12 minutes to go. Spain 1, England 1. And this game is now, as I can see it, very much in the balance, and we may well be going to extra time and 30 more minutes of this. And here's Lenormand. Lenormand across there to the number 14, Laporte. He plays it back to Lenormand. And here's Ruiz. And it's Zubamendi. Martin Zubamendi. He's got a lot of space in front of him. England backing off. It's the Cucurella. Back to Zubamendi. Drops the ball back there to Laporte, back to Lenormand. And here's Ruiz. Plays the ball to Danny Carvajal down the right-hand side. Carvajal. Oh, it's good switch play. And he finds Oyarzabal. Oyarzabal slips, and Saka will just allow that to go behind for a goal kick as we are 1-1 and time ticking down. But a shot from Palmer may have taken a deflection along the way. Simeon may have seen it late, but I mean, he got there, didn't he? But he wasn't able to get his hand behind it. But I think he may have seen that late as David Seaman in the crowd there just raises his fist into the air. Very happy with that. The former England goalkeeper, of course, former England and Arsenal goalkeeper. And here is Zubamendi, rolls the ball back to the goalkeeper. 10 minutes to go. Spain 1, England 1. And here the ball is held up by Laporte. Gives it across to Lenormand. Lenormand just looking for options available, left and right. He decides to go to the left-hand side and gives it to Laporte. Laporte drops the ball back into his own half again. And here's Robin Lenormand on the halfway line. Just again, Spain patiently, slowly building up. Here's Laporte. He's got Zubamendi alongside him and also Cucurella. He drops it back to Zubamendi. Zubamendi across there to Fabian Ruiz. I think at this point, Spain also being very careful. They don't want to lose it at this point because a goal now may be enough. And here's Jude Bellingham. He wins the ball back. Foden wins the ball back and gives it to Jude Bellingham. And he's dispossessed now. And here is Nico Williams. Williams, edge of the penalty area now. And it's Olmo. Flicks the ball over to Williams and back through to Olmo. Here's a real chance for Lamel. Beautiful save by Jordan Pickford. Oh, that was such a vital save by Pickford. And how important will that prove to be from the save there off Lamine Yamal? And here now is the number 8, Fabian Ruiz for Spain. Good ball down the right-hand side to Carvajal. Back to Yamal. Yamal holds the ball up and plays the ball across to Zubamendi. Zubamendi to Williams. Back to Zubamendi. Drops the ball back there, and it's with Laporte. Across to Lenormand. Lenormand down this right-hand side there to Carvajal. Carvajal to Ruiz. Carvajal again, looking to get the shot away, but he pulls it back to Lenormand. And down there to Zubamendi, down to the right-hand side, and it's Nico Williams. and he's dispossessed there by Kyle Walker, but sliding in there is Zubimendi, and it's going to be a throw-in for England, level with their own penalty area, as they're still pinned into their own half here. Going to be another substitution for Spain. We are going to see coming on for Spain, Nacho Fernandez, and we're just going to see who's coming off as we, as Lamine Yamal just, is it Yamal coming off? It can't be. Lenormand coming off, and Nacho Fernandez is coming on 83 minutes. So Robin Lenormand, who's had a pretty decent game, it has to be said, is making way now for Nacho Fernandez, as extra time is definitely looming as we speak. And the ball is played forward now to Fabian Ruiz. Back to Fernandez. Fernandez holds the ball up and gives it to Ruiz. Plays the ball across Ruiz to Aymeric Laporte. Laporte plays the ball forward there to Zubimendi, actually. Zubimendi picks up the ball and gives it to the number 4, Fernandez, just over the halfway line, the substitute. And it's across there now to Zubimendi. Or Olmo, I should say. Gives the ball to Nico Williams. Williams to Yamal. Good ball by Yamal to Carvajal inside the penalty area. And it's pulled back to Ruiz. Carvajal again, Spain threatening here. Carvajal's cross is blocked that time by Foden, but he's got the ball back and he gives the ball to Yamal. Yamal to Williams. Williams flicks the ball on. Oh, that was almost a great turn by Olmo. And in the end, it's a good challenge getting across there and making the challenge there for England. The number 4, Declan Rice, I think, got the final touch. Indeed, it was. It was a good challenge by Declan Rice as England. Well, is that Ronaldo back there as well? I just couldn't quite see. But it's Lamine Yamal to take this corner now down the right-hand side for Spain. We've got 5 minutes to go as the corner swung in by Yamal. It's headed down there by John Stones to Saka, who puts his foot through it right now as Spain piling the pressure on, looking for that winning goal that will make them the European champions for the 3rd time. There's a long ball lifted forward by Ruiz. Finds Yamal. It's behind the English defence here. He gets the cross in and good work again by Jordan Pickford. Just puts his hand above there. Cucurella was in there at the time. But it just lifted that ball over, did Jordan Pickford, and picked it up. And here's Saka. Drops the ball back to Stones, to Mark Gahey. Mark Gahey's had an excellent game today as well. Been outstanding today for England in defence. He's holding the ball up and he drops the ball to Declan Rice. We have 4.5 minutes left. I'm not sure exactly how long stoppage time we are going to have, but we'll see. Here's Gahey, plays the ball long. Running across here is Ollie Watkins to try to make that, but he's not able to make that. It goes out of play and it's going to be a throw-in for Spain. And the ball's played forward to Ruiz. Ruiz picked up by Olmo. Oh, it's a nice ball by Olmo there. And here's Cucurella now. Cucurella played in and there's a chance and it's 2-1. It's tucked in the net by a Oyarzabal. And Spain are in front with 4 minutes to go. And that could be the goal that makes Spain the European champions on 87 minutes. And Spain celebrate. It was just played across and Oyarzabal was awake to it. And England are behind by 2-1. And that may be enough to send England to defeat. Pickford is at the moment wondering what has gone on. But, well, that is the goal that could give Spain the trophy as they celebrate. And when you look at this performance by Spain, it's hard to say they don't deserve it. As we look across here, he's on. Well, we're going to have to look at that again because that is tight. I suspect it's being looked at by VAR. And it's really difficult to tell from these angles. But Oyarzabal got there first anyway, ahead of Gahey. And, I don't know whether VAR were going to look at it. It was tight, but I don't think it was offside. As Spain almost ready to celebrate. The Spanish flags are up. We're just waiting for confirmation of the goal. Merino is about ready to come on for Spain as well. It looks like the goal has been given. It has, and it's 2-1 to Spain. Marina about to come on for Spain, as here is Cole Palmer, who's rescued England once. Can he do it again? Here's Jude Bellingham. Bellingham holds the ball. Oh, it's played through, and there's a chance there for Watkins, but he just couldn't control it. Oh, what a chance for Watkins, but he just could not control that. And he brought that down. He'd have been one-on-one with the goalkeeper, but he failed to make control of that, and it was knocked behind by Nacho Fernandez. And it's going to be a corner for England. This Ivan Toney is coming on for Phil Foden now. So Ivan Toney on for Phil Foden. So we wait and see. I think Spain are holding off on their substitution to bring on Mikel Merino. But as it stands, is he going to come on now? Is Mikel Merino coming on now? We're just going to wait, I think, while they defend this corner. It's Lamine Yamal that will be coming off if it is. And I think that substitution is going to happen now. As it is, Lamine Yamal has come off. And Mikel Merino, wearing number 6, has come on. And it's a corner to England. And it's going to be Cole Palmer as we go into the last minute of this game. And Nicholas is quite right. It will be Spain's 4th if they hold on to this. Cross coming in. Oh, there's a header by Rice! And it's headed onto the line! Oh, it was almost cleared over the goal line! Oh, what about that? Was so close. Declan Rice. The corner came in. The header by Rice. It was saved. And then it was Mark Gahey again with a header. And it was headed off the line by Dani Olmo. Oh, that is sensational. That is absolutely sensational. Off the line. And Kane just can't believe that. And I am going to give my player of the match here in just a moment. But Joe Smoke says wonderful. And we've got 4 minutes stoppage time at the end of this game. And I'm going to give my player of the match here in just a few moments' time as Gahey plays it back from the throw-in to Jordan Pickford, who launches the ball outfield looking for Ivan Toney, and it's out of play for a Spanish throw-in. So today's player of the match, as sponsored by Commentary Services, I'm giving it to Dani Olmo, not just for the header there off the line, but the fact that he's controlled this midfield all the way through the game. He's been absolutely outstanding. So today's player of the match, sponsored by Commentary Services, goes to Spain's number 10, Dani Olmo. And we are inside we've just about played the first minute of stoppage time here. It is Spain 2, England 1. And it's cleared downfield and the heads go up in the air there. It's won by Aymeric Laporte, but it nearly breaks loose and there's a handball being claimed. And something's going down here. There's a surrounding, and somebody's just going to get a yellow card here. I'm not sure who it is or who it's gone against. It's gone against an England player, but I'm just trying to see what it is. Or it's probably Watkins for the high boot there. So Watkins goes into the referee's notebook on 92 minutes, as it's looking like, once again, England's trophy drought from the men's national team at least continues, as Spain, with that goal on 86 minutes by Mikel Oyarzabal, is the difference in this game. It's 2-1 to Spain, as confirmation there of Ollie Watkins' yellow card. And the Spanish team are already celebrating. Morata is on his feet, as there's still 2 minutes of stoppage time still to be played in this game, as it's cleared downfield. And up in the air, it's Declan Rice who knocks the ball on and headed on there by Laporte, but it only goes as far as Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer just tries to get away from Nico Williams, and it's going to be a free kick. And Williams plays it to Gahey. Gahey goes down under the challenge, and it's going to be a free kick under the Danny Olmo, really. England are now looking at last chance saloon, really. Jordan Pickford's right out on the halfway line, and he is going to go long here with this. As up in the air there goes Ivan Toney. It breaks loose here for Bukayo Saka. Saka holds the ball up, but he's alleged to have committed a foul there. The England players can't believe it, but it is a foul on Mark Cucurella. We are going to have a look at this again. He ran straight into Bukayo Saka's elbow, really, didn't he? It's as we look again, was this offside? It's so close, isn't it? Look at how close that is. That is what is described as fine margins. As we see how close that is. Some may even argue that might have been offside. Joe Smoke said England are rubbish. English fans now, some of them starting to make their way to the exit as we've got half a minute left. Now, less than that, really. I'm sure the referee may add on another minute or so for the time wasting and stoppages in stoppage time. The ball is played forward, and Oyarzabal has just nipped in front again, and they're claiming a penalty. Marino is claiming a penalty, but I'm not sure exactly what for there. There didn't seem to be anything wrong with that at all. And that's it. It's full time. And Spain are the 2024 European champions. And England must wait for their time. The English men's national team has once again fallen short. What is the future for Gareth Southgate? What is the future for England as they fail once again at a major tournament? Coming short, in fairness, to a very good Spanish team. The goals in the second half, first of all, coming from Nico Williams on 47 minutes. Cole Palmer levelled up on 72 minutes, and it looked like the game may go into extra time. But on 87 minutes, Mikel Oyarzabal just got ahead of Mark Gahey and poked the ball past past Jordan Pickford. But it's full time here at the Olympia Stadion in Berlin. It's Spain 2, England 1, and Spain are the European champions. Back to you, Nick.
Thanks, Paul. Ole y viva España, as they say over there. What an amazing performance by Spain. Those goals from Williams and Oyarzabal were telling, and that last goal by Oyarzabal, I would say, well and truly sunk England hopes. And as Paul said, there's going to be a lot of speculation. There's going to be a lot of speculation over Gareth Southgate's future. Will he stay or will he go? England, despite all they could do, even with that equaliser by Cole Palmer, it just wasn't enough. And Spain have made a new record at the European Championships, the first nation to win four tournaments. They have broken the equal record they shared with Germany. They won it in 2008. They won it in 1960. They won it one time in the 1960s. I believe it was 1964, 2008, 2012, and now 2024. Joe Smokes, yahoo, he says, and well done, Spain. And that is just fantastic. That is just fantastic to see the Spain fans and the players celebrating for celebrating up and down across the pitch. For England, it is despair and despondency as they fail once again to achieve their dreams. And the players that stood out for me, for Spain, I would have to say Nico Williams, Lamine Yamal, and as Paul rightly says, Dani Olmo. Just seeing Spain's name being engraved on the Henri Delaunay trophy, and Spain, as I say, not only dominant, not only great throughout this final, but throughout the tournament, they've won every single game, and I would not be surprised if that, and I would not be surprised, as I'm alluding to what Paul said earlier, that they could well dominate the World Cup in 2026. Not coming home this time, says Joe. And he's certainly right. England will have to wait at least another 2 years. We're gonna go for a break, but join us when we return for the trophy. Join us when we return for the build-up and the eventual trophy presentation. Don't go anywhere. You're back with us You're back with us on the Commentary Hub's coverage of the Euro 2024 final after what has been an incredible second half, and when we thought it would go to extra time, 1-1, but just barely minutes before the final whistle, Mikel Oyarzabal, calmly as you please, scored the winning goal. And Paul, from that point on, England well and truly fell apart.
Well, I mean, it was a brave effort by England, but I think even the most hardened England fan has to concede that Spain deserved to win that game. They were the better team mostly throughout the game. England had bright periods during the game. They got the equalising goal. I must admit, I thought it was going to go to extra time, but Oyarzabal just got in front of Mark Guéhi, and it was enough. Spain have been the best team in this tournament, and the best team in the tournament has won the tournament.
Yes, I would have to say so. I would have to say so as well. And this is short. And from Spain coming back after, and also this has got to be another huge moment for Spain. after falling out of the early knockout stages at the World Cup in Qatar, they have since come back strong. They won the Nations League last season, and now the Euros. You say they could go all the way and win the World Cup in 2026. Just where do they go from here?
Well, the only way is up. The way I look at this is that they have performed absolutely brilliantly, all the way through this competition. They have made it very, very difficult for teams to play against them. They've had some luck along the way, but you know they've also just played so good. Nico Williams and Yamal, for all the great defending that that England's Luke Shaw put up against Yamal, he was still able to create the chance. And Williams was still able to score. And to be honest, it's very difficult to shut them down. They are going to be a major threat to the World Cup in 2026. I don't see anybody in Europe that's any better. So Brazil right now didn't have a good Copa America. And Argentina are the only team I think that could probably stop Spain. That would be it. I can't think of anybody else off the top of my head right now.
No, indeed, I can't think of anyone that could challenge Spain right now. But before we go into anything further with the trophy presentations and the receiving of the medals, can I ask you, Paul, what was your favourite moments of Euro 2024 and why?
Well, it's a difficult one, really. There's been a few interesting moments. I mean, looking at it from a Germany's fan perspective, I was just happy to see Germany play the way that they did in the tournament. They were outstanding, and getting the opening game victory over Scotland, I knew that team was onto something special. So I'd probably say the 5-0 victory over Scotland for Germany.
Yes, and if Germany had beaten Spain, in the quarterfinals, which of course they didn't, do you think they would have gone on even further and possibly reached the final?
Yeah, I think so. I think we'd have been looking at an England-Germany final, but that wasn't the case. And Spain, I take my hat off to Spain. They fully deserve to win this tournament.
Well, so do I, as it happens. So do I, as it happens. I actually learned Spanish at school, so part of me feels happy at least. So we're not. Another thing I have to ask, Paul. You mentioned it just after the final whistle. What will be the future for England, and also what will be the future for Gareth Southgate? Will he stay? Will he go? What will be the event? What will be the final outcome?
Well, he said at the beginning of the tournament that he would leave if he doesn't win. But the FA have offered him that 2-year contract until the end of the World Cup in 2026. So it remains to be seen. I don't know. I think at this point he may want to step away from it all. He's come under a lot of criticism under this administration. Under the fans and the media and everything else. We've all had a bit of a dig. If I was him, if I was in his shoes, I would leave now while I'm in a time. He's made 2 finals. No other men's England team has ever done that. I would take it at that, and I would pack it in.
Okay, now we're just about, and I think I just saw Joselu offer an England player a consolation hug and commiserations, and that's nice to see. So we're just about. So I think where we are in terms of proceedings, I think we're just about ready to go for the distribution of the medals and the awarding of the trophy. I think I can just see everybody taking their positions. It will be England as the runners-up who will receive the medals who will receive the medals and the trophy, but who will receive the runner-up medals. So to guide us through proceedings. Actually, they're still in the preparation stages at the moment. So we're going to take a bit. So we are going to take yet another break to reflect, and we will be back in a couple of minutes when we feel that we are ready to go through the medals and the trophy presentations. Don't go anywhere. Okay, I actually stand corrected. The trophy has been placed onto the centre of the stage, and we will be getting ready in a few minutes to receive the for everybody to receive the medals and the trophy. Just saw something I think being distributed to there'll be something distributed to Lamine Yamal. We will now find out what it is he is receiving as we hand back over to Paul James.
Thanks very much, Lamine Yamal. I think it's the player of the tournament award. He's been absolutely outstanding in this game as he receives that trophy, and big smile on his face, and well he might. The Barcelona forward, will he remain at Barcelona, or is there a big money move in the transfer window on the way for Lamine Yamal? Well, we'll wait and see on that one. But Lamine Yamal, I think he's the player of the tournament award. Spain just going to hold back now before they collect the trophy. It's Rodri actually, now going up to receive an award, and I'm just going to try and figure out what these awards are for, because I wonder if that was Young Player of the Year or Young Player of the Tournament. We're going to get an answer for that for you. And there's another one being handed here to Rodri. Yes, that's. I think that is the player of the tournament and young player of the tournament. I think are what those two awards actually are. Media, radios, and jingles and gaming says hello, Paul. I'm disappointed with the result, but fair play to Spain. They were the better team. England will get ready now to go up for the trophy. First of all, we'll go up for the medals, but first of all. The officials are going up, and they'll be led by referee Francois Lexitier, Mehdi Ramouni, and Cyril Mounier. Simon Marsagnac as well are going up. The main officials are going up to receive their medals. It's been a good job from the referee today, Francois Lexitier. He has done a fantastic job, and probably one of Europe's premier referees, and he will be very pleased with that. And France representing most of these officials. Of course, Poland is Simon Marsagnac, is the other official that was being represented. On the field referees in VAR, it was Jerome Brissard from France, with Massimiliano Irati from Italy, and Willy Dial also from France, as referees just gather there for a picture with their medals. And England will step up next to pick up the runners-up medals, as they will be applauded, no doubt, by the victors. And we wait and see, just waiting for confirmation. Up comes Harry Kane now as he leads the England team up the stairs, mini stairs, if you will, to collect the runners-up medals, to an applaud by the Spanish team. Well, they would have. They've certainly given Spain a game, but it just wasn't enough in the end, as Harry Kane continues to go trophyless, and the England's men's national team lose their second final in a row. And you've got to wonder when the time is going to come for this group of England players that are so talented. They just seem to fall a bit short. Prince William is also there as well. He's a football fan, an Aston Villa fan, of course, and he'll be bitterly disappointed with the result at the end of the day. There's Ivan Toney getting his medal. Mark Gahey, of course, he's had a fantastic game today. And also there is Phil Foden and Bukayo Saka, some of the England substitutes there as well. Medals being placed on their head. Saka looks brutally disappointed. He knows the bitter taste of defeat from the Euros in 2021, missing that penalty and losing on penalties in the end. England know the pain of defeat enough in the time that this group of players have been together. Aaron Ramsdale there, he was the backup goalkeeper. And media, radio, jingles and gaming says despairing faces from the England players. Well, I think that underwrites that, to be honest. Walker there. Finally, Gareth Southgate. Well, is this the end for him? And will England be searching for a new manager for the start of the Nations League to take this talented group of players forward onto the next level? Does Gareth Southgate think he can take this group of players forward onto the next level? There's applaud from the England fans as next up is Spain to receive their winners' medals and the trophy. And well, what a team this group of players are. So talented in every way. They've set these Euros alight in so many ways. And silverware, the name of the trophy, in case you didn't know, is a Henry Delaunay Cup. The Henry Delaunay Cup, actually, if I pronounced that right. The Henry Delaunay Cup. As the coach there for Spain, De La Fuente, up there just shaking hands with the dignitaries. He'll be delighted. His services will no doubt be needed again for the forthcoming Nations League and World Cup qualifying for 2026. As the England fans, some of them have remained to cheer their team on. A kiss of the trophy there for Nacho Fernandez. Fabian Ruiz getting his medal. He was brilliant today. And also there, the number 6 for Spain, which were number 6 for Spain there. Mikel Merino came on at the end. Pedri with his medal. And Robin Lenormand, who had a good game. And there's David Raya, the Arsenal goalkeeper. He was back up to Unai Simon as the Spanish players continue to receive their medals. Ferran Torres just getting his there. They are waiting there. And the captain, Alvaro Morata, will lift the trophy. As Oyarzabal there getting his medal, the scorer of the winning goal with 3 minutes to go to give Spain the victory. He gets his medal. Cucurella defended very, very well today. An admirable performance by him. Zubamendi, who came on at half-time, did an outstanding job. And Unai Simon, the goalkeeper there for Spain. And there is Morata, the captain, Alvaro Morata, who will get his medal. And he will lift the trophy for Spain very shortly, as he has a conversation with one of the UEFA dignitaries there. He's going to be handed his medal as this tournament here in Germany coming to a close with a result of Spain being the European champions and now record winners of this competition, as the trophy will be handed to Alvaro Morata and the 2024 European champions. It is Spain who have won the tournament in Germany for a record 4th time, as he waits now just to lift the trophy, and Spain, with the glitter tape backdrop there, celebrate the 2024 European Championship. Oh, this team is going to be good for a few years to come. They celebrate in style as the fireworks go off from the top of the stadium here at the Olympiastadion in Berlin. And Spain celebrate a massive victory for them. 4-time winners of this trophy. And next up for them is the Nations League and the World Cup qualifying. But there is definitely a World Cup in the future of this team, in my opinion. And, well, they celebrate in style now, lifting the trophy. And, well, another disappointing night for England. 2nd place yet again. But Spain fully deserving this victory, as they will celebrate long into the night in Germany, as will their fans. Nick, it's back to you.
Thanks, Paul. Spain are going to have a really long fiesta, and they will be the lights on the roof of the Olympiastadion appropriately coloured in red and white. And that just about wraps up our coverage of the Euros on the Commentary Hub. But one thing I have to say, before we go: congratulations and thank you to all our commentators and pundits throughout this tournament, and not just Paul, but also thanks to Russ, to Mike, also thanks to Russ, to Mike, to Kieran, and everyone else who has contributed, and also not forgetting Jack Hesson. Brilliant contribution as ever. And whilst we may be finished with the Euros, we will be back in less than 4 weeks' time for a brand new season of domestic football, and we may likely be starting with the Championship on August the 9th, the opening game of the season between Blackburn Rovers and Derby County. Russ Vernon will likely be commentating on that one. We will have confirmation close to the time. But the first match before the Premier League, the Community Shield on the 10th of August. Paul James will likely be covering that one. But again, we will let you know closer to the time. And yes, I've been confirmed that he will indeed be covering that. So that's that out of the way. But anyway, England haven't brought it home. But for Spain, the fiesta is only just beginning, and will be going on for a very, very long time. Thank you to everyone who has tuned in, not just throughout this match, but for the whole tournament itself. You have all been great. We will be back in less than 4 weeks, the start of a new season. From all of us here at the Commentary Hub, take great care. Good night and goodbye.